Set. Iska's one from the outside, Flavour in one, just moving about a little. An attendant gets in there. Off. Iska began well. Flavour dropped towards the tail early. Away quickly, Joshua's Pride Theatre. The 2-year-old showing speed on the inside. Stella Artois. After going 200 now, Stella Artois hunts up along the rail and leads. Iska's a neck away second. A length and a half away is Theatre on the rail at the 600. Stella Artois and neck clear from Iska. A length Joshua's Pride. Sedation the outside. Theatre back on the fence, followed by Withdrawn and Flavour. At the turn, and Stella Artois corners in front. Better half length to Iska, who came away from the fence now. It's Iska after Stella Artois. Joshua's Pride on the outside, running a big race. Iska asked for the big run at the 200, put her head in front. Joshua's Pride's right there, and then Sedation on the outside. Iska's got a job on her hands here. Joshua's Pride takes her. Joshua's Pride put the head in front of Iska. Flavour on the rails. Iska fights back in the middle. I think she may have won it. Maybe Iska and nose, but it's very close. Flavour the inside and Joshua's Pride on the outside. Then Sedation, they're followed by Theatre, Withdrawn, and Stella Artois dropped out to last. This is a sensational finish. She's been clearly headed, Iska. She's fought back, and then Flavour's with Joshua's Pride on the outside, and then Flavour's flashed through. It's a dead heat. It's a dead heat between, looks like Iska and Flavour, with Joshua's Pride on the outside in third. There it goes, 1 and 7, dead heating for first. A dead heat between Flavour and Iska, and Joshua's Pride, after putting his head in front. All up's beaten about a half head at the very most. One.
Them long, they're off and racing now, and very quickly away from the centre of the line. High Rolling going for the lead with Masked Party. Hot as Hell driving underneath High Rolling to hold the inside. Then Techniques, followed by Commands, Yellow Breeze, and then came further back to Padstow. Very wide is Whistle Up from Little Patty, and last is Just Like Crystal. Hot as Hell at the 800 metre mark leads by a length and a half to High Rolling. A length away third, Techniques on the inside of Masked Party, who's out deep, and then came Yellow Breeze over on the inside of Commands. The pace dropped in front. Yellow Breeze got checked off heels, had to be restrained severely. Very wide, Whistle Up trying to come into it. Padstow pushes him deeper, followed further back to Just Like Crystal, and last is Little Patty. 400 metres to go in the Missile Stakes. Hot as Hill on the inside of High Rolling. The 2-year-old under the lightweight went to the lead. High Rolling now. Masked Party under pressure. Here comes Command starting to drive between runners. Wider Padstow. Command's getting up to High Rolling with Padstow. Padstow hit the lead, but Command's on the inside is racing Padstow. It's Commands and Padstow. They've drawn clear. On the outside, Padstow, the inside Commands. Padstow, Commands, they hit the line, close to a dead heat. Commands or Padstow, third Techniques. Then came Just Like Crystal, Yellow Breeze not far away from Whistle Up, Little Patty. Further back to High Rolling, knocking up Masked Party. And Hot as Hell, one of the tail enders. It's a photo in the Missile. Oh, Larry Cassidy put one on him, and he's got a bob in, but it's very close to a dead heat, this. Number 5 is the winner. Number 5, Padstow is first. Number 10, Command second, and 6 has run third. Techniques. Shot is a very paper between them. Between the line and the nose of Commands, but Padstow has...
High Rolling. What about Commands though? Though he won the race on protest, it was a fabulous run. Getting bumped down the straight, and then the horse was hanging in on him all the way down the straight. Yeah. It was a phenomenal effort for a 2-year-old, because it's pretty hard for a horse to cope with that, isn't it, Mel, as we look at the head-on?
My very word. I'm interested to see this head-on, actually. He's a very nice horse, Commands. Yeah. I agree with you, Joe. It was a good performance. I actually thought he won, looking at the race. Well, apparently
Larry was quite confident that he'd get the photo too. But then again, the horse was subject to protest, the winner, Padstow, and Larry, I believe, was very confident that he would win that protest.
Well, he had a right to be confident after looking at the head-on. I even would have been.
They stand in the gate well. Testarossa stood well. Gates open, Passmore near the inside was a shade slow to go. Testarossa wasn't out overly flash, and Marachelle won the start. Catamarca going quickly. Magic Saint went through to make a line of 3. 2 lengths to Testarossa. Outside a line from cut above Pens Passmore.
Easy Rocking between runners and 3 lengths away to Shogun Lodge with no speed. It's Marashell going like a dynamite cracker at the 650. Led by a length on Catamarca. Magic Saint the inside. Cut Above goes forward. Testarossa has cover behind. Runners Alliance getting right up on the inside. Then came Passmore, Pens well back. Easy Rocking and Shogun Lodge last of all. Marashell at the foot of the rise in front. Catamarca, the New Zealand fillies, a length away. Then a length to a line, getting home strongly the inside. Testarossa was next, and Easy Rocking is coming down the outside with a great run. It's Catamarca after Marashell. Testarossa 3 out, and Easy Rocking. Testarossa, the Victorian colt, is grabbed by Easy Rocking. Dipman and Oliver getting everything out of Testarossa. A superstar returns. Testarossa 3/4 to Easy Rocking. Catamarca again third, and Shogun Lodge from the back fourth. Then came Marashell. Passmore, a line didn't go on from Cut Above. Pens well back, and Magic Saint was last in the San Domenico. Great.
A few of them have over the years.
Right.
Max Testarossa we're talking about in the San Domenico Stakes. He made a resounding return to racing, didn't he?
Yeah, most impressive return. Still has scope for improvement. I thought that he was reasonably forward. Dean Lawson's given him a good foundation. He's a little bit thick in the coat, but underneath that there was plenty of muscle, and there had to be, because he was challenged with a couple of 100 metres to go. It did look for a fleeting few seconds he was going to get beaten, but this horse is a winner.
Testarossa has cover behind.
Testarossa was vulnerable yesterday because of his fitness level. After the race, he said he won't be beaten again this spring.
Gee, that's interesting. You've got Reduced Choice in Melbourne too, Keith, who'll start in the Manikato next week. So that's going to be, if they can come in together with unbeaten form this spring, it'll be the race of the spring.
And gentlemen, can we just have a look at that horse running into 4th place now, Shogun Lodge, because he had the most scope for improvement in the race. He was without blinkers yesterday. He went into the race without a trial, and he's one to watch.
Good to see.
I think you're right there.
Okay, let's see if you agree. We're going to have. Okay, let's see if you agree. We're going to have a look at your Cox Plate tip. I know it's a long way up, but nominations were in this week. 161 horses. Let's see how Max and Keith do. We're going to check them throughout the year. You're going Tie the Knot, and you're going Sunline. You're confident?
Oh, yes, I think Tie the Knot will beat Sunline.
This is a Cox Plate that's run at Moonee Valley. That's not Tie the Knot's track. This is Sunline's track, Max. She won the Oaks there.
It's 2,000 metres at Moonee Valley.
She won at that distance, braining Grand Archway.
She ran a nice race. The Kiwi filly at 8-to-1 winner. At 8-to-1 winner now makes it 6 out of 8 and almost 1.4 million in prize money.
Seen that clip then, Shogun Lodge was probably one of the runs too.
You know, I saw Bob after the race, Bob.
I've been in some of the Sydney colts. May even up a little bit come the later races, but I was terribly impressed with Testarossa. It's the first time I've seen him sit off the speed, relax and get home, and you couldn't have been more impressive. Well, I thought...
He was carrying a bit of condition today. Objectively, do you rate him Australia's best 3-year-old right now?
It's a pretty hard argument. I think probably us and Reduce deserve that accolade. You know, I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I think the form out of us two probably a little bit above what, you know, what else has been around, yes.
After the
Now Moonee Valley, the Manikato, Flavour 640, 30 Sir Boom, Mastix 960, Sedation 720, Final Tempo 45, Joshua's Pride 14, Iska 260, $4, Reduced Choice number 8, and then Transparent Lover $53 race.
Just Reduced Choice and Iska, the 2 favourites to move up into line for the first Group 1 race of the new season. Reduced Choice coming up into the stalls, unbeaten in his 2-year-old career. Off. And a good start. Iska began very fast with Reduced Choice. The 2 favourites tear away from the gates. They lead Transparent Lover 3rd, and Flavour gets up on the fence to 4th, followed by Marstick, and then Joshua's Pride, Sir Boom, Final Tempo, Sedation. Iska's working 3 deep, and she's going to lead the field into the bottom turn by about a length. Transparent Lover pushing up on the fence to keep her off the rail. Then Reduced Choice settling down a length away 3rd. Wonder Mastic, Joshua's Pride, Final Tempo wide out. Flavour drifting back on the inside, and then Sir Boom with Sedation outside them. Up the side, and Iska the leader, held together by 3/4. The 3-year-old Reduced Choice has moved up to 2nd, and Final Tempo the bolter out wider. In behind them, Transparent Lover feels the pinch. Mastic goes past it, and Sedation comes wide. Flavour second last as they corner, and Reduced Choice has strolled into the lead. He's drawn a half to 3/4 on Iska. Marstic is running on well, and they're followed by Sedation, but Reduced Choice is full of running, and he's sprinted by 2 around the turn. Iska's gone. Marstic gets to second in the straight, and Reduced Choice under Cassidy opening up. He's 2 lengths in front of Marstic and Flavour, but Reduced Choice, a star is born. Reduced Choice beats Marstic by 1.5 lengths. Third is Flavour, and then came Sir Boom fourth from Joshua's Pride. A gap behind them was Sedation, and Final Tempo with Transparent Lover, and Iska found nothing. She's run near enough to last. How good is this horse? That was an outstanding victory around them at the home turn. He's made some very good horses look like milk cart carriers. Yes, outstanding.
Rule. 350, 160, less in New South Wales. Popularity of Jim Cassidy there. 220 Marstic and Flavour 220. Quinella and Trifecta dividends for you.
Tabby, I don't want to get too carried away, but look, I think he's, I really think he's a super colt. His attitude, walking into the running yesterday, at the barrier, he was relaxed. He cantered to the barrier like an old toff, and you know, he's a super colt. I think he can do anything at this stage.
Gee whiz. All right, well, let's have a look.
I think he would have won the slipper.
He would have won by a furlong, wouldn't he? I think he would have anyway.
I think he would have.
He would have won by a furlong.
How tall is the horse, Jim?
What's the main aim for the spring? Well, we just follow the Group 1s. He may run in the Ascot Vale Stakes if he pulls up really well from today, but it isn't necessarily on his program. I've said publicly that it isn't a Group 1 race. It should be, most certainly should be. And as such, it doesn't add any value to him as a stallion. Yep. So we wouldn't mind to miss the race and just concentrate on the Group 1s. And the next Group 1 is the Show Day Cup, which is 5 weeks away.
Cox Plate.
Well, we're going to...
And it's Catbird 650, High Rolling 24.23, Arcanarton, As You Do 113, Patarika 123. Time for lunch at 28, 870 Disney dollars. Sir Howard at $75. Anciano 960, 260 Shelf Not. Dan Glisson 980, 37 Walk the Wild Side.
Which is probably a plus in her favour, but Dan Glisson, she looks quite well, looks nice and fit, nice and relaxed. I thought Achination from the Billy Mitchell camp looked extremely fit. But
so just 3 to move in for the running of the Honda Magic Millions. Shelf Not 260, 590 Catbird. The money's come for Catbird. Late win pool is nearly $800,000. 9 from here. Disney dollars widely drawn with Catbird. Sir Howard fidgeting in the gate. Racing in the millions. They've jumped to a good line. Out of the gate quickly was Dan Glisser. The stablemate High Rolling began very quickly. Transfer was showing speed. Catbird wide and Real Force in the blue colours rushing up from Arcanarton. Anciano began the back end. Catbird straight to the front. It's the Golden Slipper winner. 200 with the lead of 2 lengths at the 900 metres mark from Dan Glisser and Transfer. High Rolling the inside. Patarika wide. Anciano strung up in traffic. Then Shout Not 3 deep going forward. Arcanarton inside of her. A length to Real Life. Walk the Wild Sides a long way back in the field from Sir Howard. Dotteressa Cat's Life. Disney dollars 2 lengths. Time for lunch. And As You Do last of all. Coming to the bend 450 out. And Catbird led the way with the filly Dan Glisser cutting the margin down to 3/4 of a length. A length away, High Rolling deep out on the track. Then is Transfer. They were followed by Arcanarton. York's got him to the outside with a good run. Then Cat's Life walked the Wild Side. Shout Not coming down the centre, and Disney Dollars the widest runner. Munce had taken Dan Glisser to the front, and the Dan Zero filly strode clear at the 200. She led a length on Catbird. A length away is Arcanarton, Shout Not and High Rolling. Dan Glisser in front. Shout Not's coming quickly. It's Max's Millions. Shout Not's moved up, hit the lead in the shadows from Dan Glisser, and Shout Not won the inaugural Magic Millions. Dan Glisser second. Walk the Wild Side. Arcanarton in a photo for third. Then Time for Lunch. Disney Dollars, Dotteressa, Cat's Life and Catbird. Behind those then would have been High Rolling, Transfer, As You Do. Near the tail was Anciano. They were followed by Sir Howard, Real Force and Patarika last of all.
Outside 80s, standing by for Super Tab Divs to jump in there. Quinella and Trifecta dividends are there though, and we'll stand by for weight on that.
6-4 favourite Shout Not, 7-1 Dan Glisser, and 50-1 Mick Dittman's Mount Walk the Wild Side. Max Lee's told us a terrific story.
But I think out in the autumn she might be an Oaks filly.
Interesting. Might be an Oaks filly. She's now won $823,000, Richard, off her... Now, did you spot one for the future? Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Disney Dollars. Now, there was a horse in a 1,500-metre race.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want a mile and a quarter, I'm a ballet dancer.
And you're not a ballet dancer.
Even
And it's to Mr. Innocent on top. We're going back to Simon Marshall in a moment. From 7, Padstow, 5, Rebel Rock, and 6, Pimpala Prince. 2 from 7, 5, and 6. Here's the market. Masked Party, 14. Mr. Innocent, 250. Thackeray, 13. $28 for Whistle Up. Rebel Rock.
Bit spot. There's one playing up in the gate. I don't know whether it's... Padstow was beaten last start on protest by Commands in the Missile Stakes. And he's... So Mr. Innocent, heavily back favourite here at 240. They're ready and they're racing. They've come away in 6s and 7s. Yellow Breeze slow to go, and Rebel Rock fired out of the machine. Mr. Innocent jumped quickly with Pimpala Prince. Masked Party on the fence, and Techniques wide out, going up over Thackeray. A length to Padstow, settling 4th last inside Just Like Crystal from Whistle Up, and Yellow Breeze the tail end. Whistle Up as they come around the corner. Mr. Innocent setting sail after Rebel Rock as they turn the bend, and they'll straighten up together. 2 lengths to Pimpala Prince, 3 lengths Techniques, then Masked Party. They were followed by Thackeray, and further back Padstow badly needing a run. He's out in front of Whistle Up. It's Mr. Innocent taken to the front at the 250 from Rebel Rock, and he's shot away now. 3 lengths away on the outside, running on pretty well, Pimpala Prince, and Padstow is getting out of the ruck. Mr. Innocent 2.5 in front. He's safely holding Padstow at the moment from Pimpala Prince. Mr. Innocent in front and wins. Mr. Innocent along neck to the unlucky Padstow. Pimpala Prince 3rd from Whistle Up and Thackeray. Then Just Like Crystal, Techniques, Rebel Rock, Masked Party and Yellow Breeze last. Unbeaten first up. Great fresh horse, Mr. Innocent.
in the Premier Stakes. This is the race that reduced Coffs Harbour trainer Mal Gerard to very humble tears. Mr. Innocent, 5-4 favourite. 10-1 Pimpala Prince. The winner cost $5,000 as a yearling. I think Richard Zachariah bred this horse.
Really?
And he's now won $634,000, Mr. Innocent.
I didn't know that.
Richard, just on your comment there, yes, I agree Padstow was unlucky, but there he was hanging in again just there for a stride or two, which held his momentum up. And if you get back in the field on the inside, you are a victim of circumstance, and that's all part of racing. I mean, that's just good tactics on the winner and bad luck, but if you're back in the ruck on the inside and you want to hang in the straight, well, you probably will get beaten a few times.
Yeah,
when you should win.
What about the collision?
He was a good thing beat, Richie. Good thing beat.
Well, he well might have been.
On the platform, picks up the button, ready for the classic. Gates open, 0 Point and Otis Gay both came out of the machine very quickly. Royal Muse jumped well and given the flick away smartly. Claire, Royal Integrity in the blue, and from out deep Fairway, he's the deepest runner with Bold William. They're both travelling forward. Lengths away from Bold William. 5 lengths. Second at the moment, Royal Integrity as they pass the 600. Fairway being scrubbed along. 2 lengths to Otis Gay. Claire the outside from Given the Flick. Ken Court going forward in the red cap. They were followed well back then by Yuppie. 3 lengths to 0 Point and Royal Muse. Bold William comes back to Royal Integrity with going up Fairway. 2 lengths Otis Gay about to ease 4 deep. And a further 3 lengths to Ken Court to the extreme outside. Bold William in the classic straightened up in front of it, moving up quickly. Fairway, he's hit the lead, then Royal Integrity. Otis Gay down the outside from Given the Flick and Ken Court, but Fairway driven to the front by York. He's the leader. Here's Otis Gay on the outside coming at him. Fairway in front with Otis Gay levelling up. Fairway clings on, wins the classic a half neck. Fairway from Otis Gay, photo third. It's either Ken Court or Yuppie from Royal Integrity. Given the Flick. Number 1, Fairway, the winner. I don't think he was ever really comfortable on the track, but he still got home. Brunt with York driving him hard, making it 3 wins on the trot. He's had 6 starts now. He's won 3 of those, and that takes his...
Liston Stakes at Sandown today is the highlight race, and what a terrific field. Dignity Dancer and Grand Archway are the joint top raters on 100. Sky Heights 93 and Umrum rates a 90. Now here is an early market on the Liston Stakes. Umrum 660, 2 Perpetual Check 29, and these totes are with 188,000 in the wind pool. 3 Final Tempo 30, number 4 French 10 Grand Archway 410, and 11 in a flurry $13. Ready at Doomben and Umrum 740, Perpetual Check. Whoop, bit quick draw McGraw in action here. Now Umrum 7 ahead. Now Umrum 7 ahead of Grand Archway 420 as we go to Greg Miles for the Liston.
In the Liston, Umrum one of the first out with French Clock, Final Tempo. Dignity Dancer dropped out to absolute last soon after the start. And it's Final Tempo going on from a wide gate to take over the running early. Settles about a length and a half to French Clock. Umrum a handy third and Withdrawn getting up on the inside. A run, Final Tempo a half French Clock, a length and a half Withdrawn. A neck Umrum pulling a fraction fourth the outside, and Oliver Twist is wide out. One Grand Archway followed by In a Flurry, a length to Von Ann, a length and a half to Sky Heights. Second last Perpetual Check in company with Dignity Dancer. Final Tempo led coming down the side. He's a half length in front of French Clock, and Umrum third the outside. Withdrawn back on the rails, followed by Oliver Twist, and then Grand Archway sixth or seventh before the turn. Von Ann coming around her, and then follows In a Flurry. Sky Heights, Dignity Dancer pulled to the outside, and Perpetual Check. At the 400, Final Tempo in front with French Clock challenging, and then Withdrawn. Umrum next under the whip, In a Flurry coming home on the rail, and they're followed by Grand Archway battling a bit with Oliver Twist on the outside. Sky Heights making ground the rail. French Clock at the 150, the leader, but In a Flurry sprinting after it. In a Flurry race to French Clock. Sky Heights is coming. It's though In a Flurry in front of Sky Heights, the Alderson Quinella. In a Flurry back to her best beat. Sky Heights, French Clock third, Grand Archway fourth, and then Von Ann. Umrum, Perpetual Check, the weakening Final Tempo and Withdrawn. Oliver Twist next to last. Oh, and 4 lengths to Dignity Dancer last of all.
Always said what a good filly she is. She's got a better turn of foot than Sky Heights. You saw her when they sprinted. She got that length on him, but he's run her down to probably 3/4 of a length. But look, she's a very, very good filly. We all know that, and it's good to bring her back and produce her first up here and win the race. And it's all looking good for the spring now.
No doubt about that.
Got something
going today?
Yeah, a little bit worried. She didn't handle it all that well in Brisbane, but...
Warned by Darren Gauci, if you've ever wondered what a snowflake looks like close up, you've just seen one. Those colours are officially described as black with a white snowflake.
So, but Matty's ride was a good ride. He didn't panic. You see he get checked there behind Grand Archway, and you know, he didn't panic or over-check the horse. He kept the horse flowing. But his comment was that Sky Heights didn't handle the coming down the hill all that well, and it was only probably the last 200 that he got down and flattened out properly, got his head down. You can just see him there on the replay, just going to the line now. And his head's actually dropped the last probably 100 metres. But look, you can't take anything away from In a Flurry. It's interesting to note that every time In a Flurry and Grand Archway have met, she's beat her home. So we're 3-0 on Grand Archway at this stage. Was it going to be the best? You would.
OK, now, it has been officially confirmed, I take it, that there was nothing wrong with Dignity Dancer.
Yes, that's right, Tabby. We did speak with Billy Mitchell after the race, and he said, look, the horse just didn't fire on the track, and he...
At Warwick Farm, this is the Silver Shadow Stakes. It's a very important race for 3-year-old fillies at set weights. 2 Let's Rock Again, $11. 3 Catamarca, $2.10. 4 Forest Express, $24. 5 High Grove, $18. 6 Katima, $6.90. Number 10 Hut, $28. 11 Miss Zoe, $25. 12 Sundown, $34.
From the guy at Walter Stable, but the favourite is all the rage in the market at the moment. Currently at about $2.10 on the New South.
They're off. Catamarca exploded out of the gates out wide. Miss Doopsy and Sally Magic and Sundown all jumped very quickly, and Boulevard scooting through. Forest Express not far away. Missed by Hutt and High Grove about third last as they near the bend. Catamarca in front with Boulevard ranging up on the outside. 2 lengths Katima chasing. Sally Magic, Miss Zoe next from Forest Express, and Countess Christie back to the fence. Catamarca at the top of the stretch. 300 to go in front. Boulevard flat as a biscuit. Here's Katima on the outside. Miss Zoe the fence from Forest Express running on. High Grove getting out of the ground late, but Katima swept to the front from Catamarca. High Grove and Forest Express the centre run on, but Katima in front. She's too good. Katima wins it. Very tight second and third. Forest Express or High Grove, nothing in it from Miss Zoe. Catamarca folded up. They were followed by Countess Christie, Boulevard, Let's Rock Again, Sally Magic, Cut Above No Luck from Hutt. They were followed by Miss Doopsy, and Sundown was last of all. Boulevard was on the speed, she weakened. Countess Christie back on the fence, got out late, ran to the line quite well as we head downstairs, and Joe McKinnon.
Now on Sky, that was a...
Catamarca 10 to 9. She not as good in front or what?
Was a bit disappointing yesterday, wasn't she? She was very well fancied, and especially on her last run, which was against Testarossa, you would have thought that maybe she would hold up against these, but wasn't the case yesterday. What about Katima, though? She's been a very bad filly in her day. They had to take her away from the racetrack and put a big saddle on her and ran up a few cattle and practice polo, apparently. Is that what they've done? To get her right in the head, because she's...
He did. Highgrove, the New Zealand filly, that was the run of the race, and I reckon she's the first of the fillies that we've seen coming out of these early filly races that might be looking like an Oaks type filly, because over the longer distances.
Important up and coming stakes at Warwick Farm, and we find the Victorian Raider Testarossa top scoring on 100, and on the TAB at the moment he's well in the red. None coming, a line $17. Number 2 Testarossa 160. 3 Shogun Lodge 960. 4 Perfect Paradise. A line has come right in. He was $17 a short time ago, into 11 now.
Testarossa, the outside gates. They're off. Testarossa and Marachelle away very quickly. Shogun Lodge jump well, Die going back. High rolling commands on the fence go through very quickly to take up good positions. Marachelle's going to pull his way to the front from high rolling as they settle. Command. It's Marachelle 750 out, a length in front of high rolling. Commands on the back of the speed. He's getting a beautiful run. 2 lengths away, Testarossa moving up outside a line, but the Victorian Colts 3 deep. 2 lengths Perfect Paradise, Shy Hero, Easy Rocking the centre. 2 lengths Menards and Shogun Lodge last of all, 6 lengths away from Marachelle on the bend. Marachelle leads, moving up high rolling. Testarossa the deepest runner. A line's got him 4 deep on the bend. Commands in urgent need of a run. Then Shy Hero and Easy Rocking into the fray with a good run. At the 250, Testarossa went to the front from Marachelle. Easy Rocking's had the drop and he's coming after him quickly. Easy Rocking after Testarossa and Marachelle. Testarossa in front. Dipman has pulled the whip on the other one, Easy Rocking, but Testarossa responds. Testarossa hangs on, comes away. Testarossa a half neck to Easy Rocking. Third, either a line or Shogun Lodge from Marachelle. Then Perfect Paradise. Further back in the field was Commands, No Luck in the Straight. Then came Menards, High Rolling, and Shy Hero was last. Of the San Domenico Stakes, as Easy Rocking went up to beat Testarossa once again, but the Victorian Colt, with a magnificent display of courage, Oliver sits up near the...
Racing to see this horse. It's the last time we'll see him before he heads down to Melbourne. You take him home on Tuesday. Where to next?
2 weeks for the Ascot Vale Stakes, where we take it on Reduce's Choice, so that'll be interesting. Probably, you know, maybe the toughest to win on the day. We'll just have to see.
It's going to be...
This horse has won $1,462,000, so Mr. and Mrs. Cap they want to get. Congratulations to them all.
A half neck to Easy Rocking.
10 to 9 on, 12 to 1 and 10 to 1, and what a bulldog. Now, Dean, you were telling us off air that Damien came back and castigated himself after that ride.
Yes, he was very disappointed in the ride, and, you know, I suppose a good jockey's his own worst critic, and he came in and apologised for how bad he rode it, and said he'll never ever do it again.
Did he really?
He did.
And where did he think he went wrong?
He probably should have taken a little bit of initiative and worked across and set outside the leader, but the plan was to ride him off the pace a little bit. We thought they'd probably run along a little bit quicker than what they did, and when they stacked up a bit and he went back, well, he was stuck out 4 wide with nowhere to go.
Dean, the way the horse found the line yesterday was brilliant. Easy Rocking really did challenge him all the way up the straight, but he put his head down and he just knuckled down to the task, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's the ultimate racehorse. He's a true professional, and Easy Rocking will probably be glad to see us get on the float on Tuesday morning, but he deserves to win a good race.
Yeah. What about the looming showdown between Testarossa and Reduce's Choice? It's going to be fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. I think Testarossa really won Damien yesterday with his guts and determination, and I know he's looking forward to the clash, and I suppose Rick is too, and most of Victoria as well.
Dean, he's probably...
And, you know, I've got great admiration for Dean and what he's doing, so don't get all precious on me there, Dean. But I do have to say this, and I want to take it in context. If the 2 best Melbourne colts had run in the Golden Slipper, I've no doubt they, Reduce's Choice and Testarossa, they'd have run 1-2. And I don't think the Sydney colts, any group of colts that can let Testarossa sit 3 deep for the entire journey and still beat them, he's very good, and they're not really, I don't think they're right up to these other 2 horses. I think they're a few lengths off them.
Good point, Richie. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Can read a race, Cole, this bloke.
Yeah, well, I just look...
The Warwick Stakes about 8 minutes away, and we're going to give you an update. Tie the Knot, $9.40. Intergaze, 16. Basile Bay, 13. Referral, 15. Josh Sticks, 4. Over to Arena, number 9, $17. Number 10, Sunline, $1.60. 11, Martree, 28.
John Size is a master at getting horses to back up 7 days or so after a race.
Okay, Tony Bressel's trifecta. He likes Sunline, Arena and Tie the Knot.
Okay, these runners are about to move in, Jay, for the running of the real feature of the day, the Group 2 Warwick Stakes, the Tui's Warwick Stakes. Jay Smith. Gates open. Racing and Basile Bay and Sunline bounced away quickly. Sunline in particular looking for the lead. 2 lengths away, Referral. Martree past more away. Wells, the Regal on the fence starting to hunt through as they settle. They were followed by 2 or 3 lengths away in the field to Tie the Knot and 6 lengths to Josh Sticks. Basile Bay turned loose by York at the 550. Led 2.5 on Sunline, who cantered up to be second. 2 lengths away, Referral. Then came Martree. Padstow off the tracks. The Regal the fence. Intergaze Arena and Tie the Knot Die looking for a miracle run back on the fence. Basile Bay straightens up in front. Cassidy hasn't moved yet on Sunline, and he's had a look over his shoulder now. He's moved up quickly and hit the front. Referral running on from Arena. Padstow and Tie the Knot late. It's Sunline in front. Trying hard as Referral. Tie the Knot is absolutely scorching home on the inside. Sunline in front. Tie the Knot coming quickly. Too late, Sunline. Sunline a half length. Tie the Knot a mighty second. Referral third, then Arena. They were followed by Martree, Intergaze. Further back was Josh Sticks, Basile Bay, the Regal, Padstow. Then Passmore, and Banner Headline was last of all in the Tui's Warwick Stakes. The race has gone to script. With
Mare from the shaky old Sunline put paid to Basile Bay. Referral going after Sunline, but Sunline increases her stride. Coming home well is Tie the Knot, but Sunline, she's the queen of the Australasian turf. Sunline from Tie the Knot.
Earlier in the race to Tie the Knot, Guy Walter, and they would be in raptures. Connections with his run. A horse that's never won beyond 1,600 metres. A marvellous performance first up today.
180, 120, 230, 290, Quinella 770, and the trifecta. Sunline at 13 to 8 on. They tell me she blew the house down after the race. 8 to 1, Tie the Knot, 10 to 1, Referral.
It was a funny aftermath to the Warwick Stakes yesterday. All honours with Sunline, her win was quite brilliant, but the run of the race was obviously Tie the Knot. At the moment, a steward's inquiry into the ride of Shane Dye. Now, because of that, we can't comment too much.
It's at the top of the straight, especially from the 500 onwards, where he had to really stoke him up, Shane. And, well, he was always going to sprint. He probably needed a clear run. There was an option to follow Arena through, and, well, that thought crossed his mind. You could see that at the top of the straight, and just 2 strides later, it was probably too late to go back inside. Then he wanted to come out, and he was probably...
Tie the Knot's last 600, or last 1,000 metres, he ran in 56.8. Now, the Warwick Farm track record for 1,000 metres is 56.9. What do you make of those times?
Well, they're pretty smart. I mean, it's a pretty good run home, but, you know, they did go fairly quick in the race. They ran 122.3, I think, for the 1,400 metres. They, you know, Basile Bay raced very fresh and really mowed it along in front, so I guess something from the back was entitled to get home.
I thought Larry Cassidy's ride was great, Richard.
Up quickly.
You'll be sitting off Sunline if you clash with her. You'll be sitting off her and wanting to pick her up in the last few strides there, Cole?
No, I don't. I think in a flurry, I think, yes. I think she's got the turn of foot to match it with Sunline. But I think Sky Heights, even though we challenged Sunline in the Queen Elizabeth up there, probably a tactical error, but at worst, I think we probably run second to her that day. But if you can put her off the bit at the 600, she's not going to sprint as well. And look, anything that leaves her alone in front will be flat out run her down.
I'll say.
She's being set for the Cox Plate, Tappy. Now, I would argue that she's got to be a very strong chance in a race like that. What do you think, boys?
I actually think she's going to be a fabulous sprinter miler. I mean, I know she won the Moonee Valley Oaks over the 2040 at Moonee Valley last season, but she was left alone. She cantered along in front. She really wasn't tested at the 2,000 metres. And I'm sure she'll be well and truly tested in a Cox Plate. She
beat a pretty fair horse in the Moonee Valley Oaks, Richard. She beat Grand Archway by 4.5 lengths that day. That's got to be a pretty creditable form.
Well, no one's saying she's not a great a great mare, and she was a great filly. She is, and you leave her alone, she'll do that to any horse. But it'd be a tough race, the Cox.
I thought Moonee Valley she could get away with it, the 2000.
Superstar Might and Power created history tonight and collected his second Horse of the Year crown. The Cox Plate star and reigning Horse of the Year edged out dual Sydney Cup winner Tie the Knot by just 1 vote for the prestigious award.
It's just so fantastic to have his name go down in the annals of racing history. He so richly deserves. I think you saw his wins there. He's just, you know, it'll be a long time before you see another Might and Power.
It's the first time a horse has won the award twice.
Field, that's the big one down south today. The computer ratings show Marble Halls and Darazari sharing honours on 100 each, ahead of Carnelian, who's a pretty good Caulfield. Marble Halls $9.10, Darazari $30, Aerosmith $15, Sir Boom $9, Scratch Umrum, Carnelian $9, Oliver Twist $4, Sandridge Bay $16, The Message $12, Lisa's Game Scratch $12 and $13, Episode $5, and Lady Elsie is showing.
So I'd tell you that Episode, she is always an outstanding looking horse in the mounting yard. She looked very fine and forward. We'll go up to Gregory Miles for the
racing. Not a bad start, and one of the first to break the line was Londolozy. Carnelian and The Message both got away well, settling second and third. Sir Boom moves up into fourth placing, and they're followed then by Episode, getting through along the inside from Lisa's Game. Dara Sir Boom on the inside of The Message. 2 lengths to Episode, Lisa's Game. 1 further back is Lady Elsie. 1.5 lengths further back in the field, then Sandridge Bay on the inside of Darazari from Marble Halls, Aerosmith, and Oliver Twist as last as they came up the side. Londolozy 3/4 Carnelian. 1.5 lengths to the Kiwi, The Message on the outside of Sir Boom. 2 lengths behind those is Episode, followed by Lady Elsie, Sandridge Bay, Lisa's Game, and then a gap in the field of Marble Halls. Darazari going backwards, Aerosmith the rail, and one of the last, Oliver Twist as they corner. Londolozy from Carnelian. Michael Clark is calling on The Message to go after these two, and he's sprinting quickly. The New Zealander at the top of the straight, and The Message dashes to the lead from Londolozy. Sir Boom is coming home fairly well, and then Carnelian, and not much else making ground. The Message is tackled by Sir Boom, having his 5th start in the race. Sir Boom has raced and gone to the lead, and Sir Boom is going on to win it. Sir Boom first, The Message second, Photo third. Londolozy may have held on from Lady Elsie and Oliver Twist, who both came home well. Then Carnelian, followed by Marble Halls, Sandridge Bay. Lisa's Game finishes well back, and so does Aerosmith and Episode, and Darazari, who was struggling before the turn, about 3 lengths behind them. Boom, Greg Hall and Mel Hutchins. Sir Boom at 8 years of age, a winner of this race back in 1996, and lining up in it for the 5th time. He ran ninth in it last year.
Happy in his work. Sir Boom will pay $9, $10 and $3. The Message $3.50. Londolozy $5.80. Quinella Carnelian favourite at 4-1, and the
like that. It's incredible, you know, and he told me he'd run well here where we're standing today at Moonee Valley, and I tell you what, he was very lucky to stay up. He went back to last. He ran 4th, and I'm pretty conservative with these things. I think he should have run 2nd, but at the very worst 3rd. Now, if he did run 2nd, I'm sure he wouldn't have been going into the Memsey Stakes with no, he didn't have that big a rap on him, you know. He would have had a lot. He would have been near favourite if he had to run 2nd. We are talking about Readout's choice.
Yeah. Well, he is a great.
Some of them now, beginning with Michael. Okay, now Rosehill Gardens update before we go to Alan Thomas. Fairway is the top rater for the Peter Pan Stakes at 100. Arkanatan, 95, Jamuse, $97.70, 2 Passmore, $32, number 3 Fairway, $3.20, 4 Arkanatan, $7.50, and 5 Cheverny, $18, 6 Jamuse, $38, Disney, $6.20, over to 9 Kin Court, $11, 10 Anchiano, $21. Plenty of people close to the camp, I can tell you. As a yearling to 6 very happy owners. Fairway, $3.20, is a clear-cut favourite ahead of Martree, $6.10. Disney dollars.
Lights are on. 3-year-old classic Group 2. Racing in the Peter Pan, and they came away in a good line. Cheverny and Aki Natten on the fence away well. Jamuse Otis Gay jumped very quickly, and Royal Integrity and Jetliner showing speed. Martree in traffic. Time for Lunch going around him, a length to the filly Tributes. They were followed by Kin Court being ridden up and a length away past Moore. Before the bend in the Peter Pan, 600 out, and it's the Blue Blood. Otis Gay in front, leading a half on Aki Natten, and Jetliner making a line of 3. A length away, Fairway. York is trying desperately to get off the inside. Anciano coming around him. They were followed by Martree, Cheverny, Royal Integrity, Growing Swell, and Kincourt's well back with Passmore in the straight. Aki Natten, the grey outside Otis Gay. Fairway's out of his good enough now from Chamuse, Royal Integrity, Anciano, and Jetliner. Here's Fairway letting down with a run at the 150. He's moved up to Aki Natten. They'll fight out the Peter Pan. Fairway now taken to the front by York, and he shot away the Dan Zero Colt. He's coming on from Aki Natten, and it's all Fairway. Fairway over a length to Aki Natten. 3 lengths away, third Otis Gay from Chamuse, and then Anciano. Martree behind those with Kin Court. Then came Disney Dollars. Royal Integrity well back with Cheverny. Then came Growing Swell, Tributes. Time for Lunch, and near the tail of the field was Passmore with Jetliner. Winner of the race is Fairway, getting a beautiful run, very heavily backed.
At this horse, you syndicated him and bought him over from New Zealand for pretty much a bargain price.
Yeah, I paid $40,000 for him in New Zealand. He was a big, tall, gangly horse, perfectly conformed, but everyone thought he'd take a long time, and so did I, to be quite honest. But I think next autumn, this could be a real top horse, the Derby type horse, I feel. He's got,
which is unusual for Jack. Now, Fairway will pay $310 and $170, Arkanarton $250, Otiscay $5.
Fairway, they're talking about his chances of taking out the Triple Crown up here this year. What do you reckon?
I thought it was a very impressive win, Joe. He couldn't have been more impressive. 4 straight wins, they don't do that too often. He looks like a big green raw sort of fella that might improve with a bit of racing. He hung in over the last little bit, and that's a bit of greenness. But he's a bit like his sire, Greg, and Greg rode Dan Zero when he won the Slipper.
Yeah, he's not unlike him, because he's...
It's very likely that Fairway and Arkanarton will continue to clash, so Brian's loyalties are going to be very divided.
Yeah, handicap, and Mallet will be the shortest prize favourite of the day here at Eagle Farm. In the light of his big win at his previous start here whilst I was away, but I did see it on replay when he defeated Elite Ted. He swamped them. He has a habit of not beginning all that well, and the races I've horses at race
5 Al Mansour, and that good filly Dantalar. She's quite trim too.
Now, and Terry Bailey for his call of the Group 3 Concord Stakes.
On Hawks and Rod Quinn, and John will saddle up Guineas, who hasn't raced for about 15 months after being off to stud in Queensland. And in this Concord, line cleared, gates release, Catbird slow to go, Northern Drake drop back after the start. Hotters Hill won the kick, he's going quickly, Buster Brookfield, and out wide Life of Riley speeding across. And 2 lengths to Northern Drake. Down the side, 700 to go. Life of Riley up against the fence, leads from Buster Brookfield. Hotters Hill the inside, Regulations deep. Guineas is out about 5 wide going forward. Dantalara further length away, she's wide. Al Mansour travelling comfortably behind those but needing a run. Then Catbird, Adam and Northern Drake as they wheel the bend. In the straight, Regulations moved up to Life of Riley. Guineas a length away. Al Mansour bullocking into the clear and coming with a good run. Dantalari's outside chiming in, and Northern Drake is down the outside. Guineas on the outsides hit the lead. Coming again, Life of Riley. Regulations. Guineas in front of Life of Riley. Life of Riley's coming back at Guineas. Guineas in front. This is a magnificent performance by the Golden Slipper winner of a few years back. Guineas wins it from Life of Riley and/or Regulations. Catbird late. Then came Adam. Al Mansour next from Dantalar, Hotters Hill, Buster Brookfield and Northern Drake. Hadn't raced for something like 15 months. And at $25.70 and $5.70, all he did on track was blow like a gale in the betting. Yet Guineas...
You really got a glint in your eye today. He's quite dear to you, this horse.
I'm meant for the horse, you know. It's very, very seldom they come back from something like this. Actually, it's the first horse I've heard of that's done that at this level. And having such a long layoff, and we thought he's harshly weighted today. And to carry that weight, sat 4 deep, there's no favours given to him during the run. Tremendous effort.
How difficult is it to keep a horse good mentally after they've had a season at stud especially?
It was hard. When we first brought him back, we thought it was a hopeless case, actually. But as I say, that's where all the credit...
And Dantalar was the unplaced favourite at 13 to 4. I don't think I've ever seen Jack Ingham happier after one of his horses won a race. He had a grin like a carpet snake in a fowl house.
Congratulations, Jack. Was it a bit of a shock?
It was a real shock, but it was a great shock.
It's the top raider, number 1 on 100. Ahead of 2, Redute's Choice on 98, 3, Ruthless Tycoon 85, and 5, Fapiano's Son 85. 1 and 2 clearly ahead of 3 and 5. Can't wait for this race. Here's the total.
$3.30 Testarossa, Redute's Choice $1.40, Ruthless Tycoon 16, Spargo 46, $10 for Fapiano's Son, and Dandy Kid, who's a much improved horse.
Can anything, the other 3, can they upset the top 2?
I don't think so. As you mentioned, with the rain, Spargo is now completely out of the game. Fapiano's Son, if he jumps, will probably lead now in the absence of Dandy Kid. He is the only horse that I could concede any remote chance of causing an upset. Perhaps, look, I'm going to...
Stakes, Testarossa and Redute's Choice. $2.80 and $1.50 respectively on the tote.
Beside him in 3. It's the smallest field ever to face the starter in the Ascot Vale, but the build-up and the tension has been enormous.
Redute's Choice away well, so was Testarossa. And down on the inside, Fapiano's Son jumped out of the stalls flying today, and he's going horses. By the 800 metres, Fapiano's Son has it narrowly. Redute's Choice is a neck away with about a length to Testarossa. Ruthless Tycoon outside him and Spargo in behind the leading horses by the 600 metres. And the leader is Fapiano's Son. He's about a neck clear. On his outside, Redute's Choice. Testarossa not letting Redute's get too far away from him as they came to the 400 metres now, and the heat's turned up here. Cassidy's asking for Redute's Choice. Is there much there? Testarossa's joined him, and Fapiano's Son is still there on the rail. Redute's Choice is in a lot of trouble here. Fapiano's Son in front of Testarossa. Here comes Spargo. This is going to be a dandy boil over. Spargo's raced to the front, 100 metres to go, and Spargo's racing clear to beat Testarossa by 3 lengths. Fapiano's Son third, Redute's Choice 3 behind them, and last to finish is Ruthless Tycoon. Well, nobody wrote that into the script. That is a real dandy Andy. Spargo.
Some of the queries.
Well, I was standing beside Robert Smurden here watching the race, and you could not believe it at the 400.
No, honestly, pre-race, Andrew, our plan was to get him behind him, give him a soft run, and hopefully we might have got into a place. And then he got on there, starting to get on their heels. He was travelling that good, and I thought, oh, Redute's Choice has come back on him. He's going to miss the place. I couldn't believe it when he came out. He just let loose.
It looked like cantering up there.
Yeah, you could just see when he came out. He just gathered up so quickly. Quite amazing.
You've always had a high opinion. I was at Wangaratta one day when you ran him up there, and from that moment onwards, you've always had the opinion he could win a big race.
Well, he won the Group 3 race in Adelaide, his next start, and then we put him away with the hope to give him a crack at this race, which was why we ran him at Sandown 2 weeks ago on the heavy.
One races. Stan Aitken did win a big race on Tars, Rossi. I can't remember which one. But I think Stan...
By the roughie, the Spargo, which won the race. It was a real turn-up, wasn't it?
It was an anti-climax of mammoth proportions. Jim Cassidy stated this morning, or overnight, that he felt Redute's Choice was brought undone by the heavy deluge 20 minutes before the race. The surface was affected just enough for a big, heavy, long-striding horse like Redute's Choice to become unbalanced when Jim let him off the bit about 200 metres out. But by the same token, Robert Smurden thought Spargo hadn't shown much in heavy ground before either.
Absolutely no performance.
It'll remain a mystery.
Yeah, and don't forget, Redute's did win the Manikato on a slow track, so I don't think that's a valid excuse, the wet track yesterday.
No.
I wouldn't rate that track the same as other slow tracks. The Flemington surface at the moment is as bad as I've seen it. It's I think Lee in the newspaper early in the week described it like a ploughed paddock. It is not in the best shape it's been in past years, and I think it's a completely different sort of slow track when you're racing on a track where they're actually trying to climb through clods and fill and sand. And
compared to Moonee Valley, it's at the Melbourne Cup Carnival, and we're going to get to the Melbourne Cup Carnival, and the track is going to be very, very ordinary given if this weather continues the way we've got it.
Well, that's the point. The point is there's probably too much racing at Flemington during a period when the track won't repair itself. It gets no growth, it's too cold.
50-1, 2-1 Testarossa, 13-2 Fapiano's Son, and Redute's Choice at 4-6 as we go back to Richard and Andrew.
Well, I'm here to tell you that that's one of Greg Miles' greatest calls, that one, when he called the Dandy Andy-like finish coming up. And I'm also here to tell you that I think the 3-year-old form is overrated. I think I was actually, and I'm not meaning any disrespect to the owners or trainers of those horses.
So you're saying Testarossa and Redout's Choice have been overrated?
I do. I think both have. I'm telling you why, too. Because Redout's Choice beat Marstic, who got beaten his previous 2 starts at the Sunshine Coast, I believe it was, by a length and a half in the Manikato. The old horse, that here we see him there, and you actually see that Redout's Choice, he is floundering in the ground a bit. Testarossa's going all right in it. But this other horse just blouses them.
But Richard, you can't deny Testarossa's ability. He beat Easy Rocking twice in Sydney at his most recent starts. Easy Rocking has come out yesterday and given his rivals an absolute toweling. So to argue that the form isn't that strong is wrong.
No, that's not wrong. I'm saying that the 3-year-old form across the board is not strong and doesn't compare to the older horses. And I know that Redout's Choice beat older horses, but he...
And also I noticed throughout the run he had his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth, and he's never done that before. So I was very keen to jump off him when I got off after the race to see if he had his tongue over, and he did. So, you know, I'm not making excuses, but because Spargo was an outstanding win today, and he's not a bad little horse.
I knew in my own mind there was going to be something set off us to go bang. It had to be, you know.
Did he travel all right?
Oh, geez, I travelled too good probably. But within himself, and just when I went to let down, I just sort of slipped in the ground, really. Definitely wants a better track.
Getting better than what I thought. Still trying to work out Redout's Choice, Richard.
No, you're missing my point. My point is that across the board, I don't think that the 3-year-olds are as strong as the older horses. Now, regardless of yesterday's result, which was maybe an anomaly, but we'll all find out next time they come here for the Vic Health Cup, because few of these sprinting 3-year-olds are going to run against the older horses. If they get a good track and the 3-year-olds get towelled, you'll all be eating humble pie.
I'll be your bookie, Richard. I'll be your bookie.
If they win, I'll eat humble pie, which will be very unusual.
Yes.
And very hard to chew.
On to race 7.
Now, Flemington, race 5. Let's have a look at the Sky ratings. Sky Heights, number 5, is the top rater. This is the Craigley. Yep. 10, Grand Archway. 8, What Can I Say? And 9, Labille. 5, 10, 8, 9 are the ratings for the Craigley Stakes.
Rum, $7.30. Perpetual Check, $23, and he's taking the first few steps. The Dancer, 11. Sky Heights, $2.70. Figurehead, $43. Von Ann, $10. A mare that won the Warwick Stakes. Labille, $15, and Grand Archway, $4.50.
And Steve Moran, pick us a winner.
Absolutely, yes, Andrew. Well, with the deteriorating track here at Flemington, it doesn't greatly disadvantage the 2 obvious choices in the race, Sky Heights, number 5, and 10, the mare Grand Archway.
Craigley Stakes, here's Greg Miles.
They've ruined the chances of a few of these, you would think, but it's brought... Sky Heights began reasonably, and the first out was the Message ahead of What Can I Say? The 2 New Zealanders bound out and lead in the early stages from Grand Archway. Sky Heights the rail and Umrum going forward on the outside. Then Dignity Dancer on the improve, followed by Sky Heights on the inside of Von Ann, and then Figurehead, Labille, and 3 lengths Perpetual Check. Umrum the leader around the home turn at the 600 metres. What Can I Say with the rail, and then Grand Archway. Dignity Dance has been off the track most of the way, and Sky Heights hugging the fence, needing some luck around the home bend. They're being followed then by Von Ann, who's under pressure. The Message trying to get into the clear. Sky Heights getting rails, runs as after What Can I Say? Umrum has dropped off, and then the Message followed by Labille and Von Ann. At the 300-metre mark now, and the favourite Sky Heights sees daylight and quickly moved up and took the front and bolted away at the 200 metres. And Sky Heights shot 3 lengths in front from What Can I Say, who's very tired, and then Labille and Von Ann coming home down the outside, but Sky Heights is way too good. And he's bolted in the Craigley by 5 lengths. Labille second, What Can I Say third, and then Von Ann, the Message, Perpetual Check. A long break in the field then to Umrum, Figurehead, Dignity Dancer second last, Grand Archway's last. Sky Heights ridden by Damien Oliver. All too good. 5, 9 and 8 it'll...
12 months anyway, but...
And that's all it's been, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 12 months. It's only just over 12 months to his first start, so... And to win at Craigley and win it by such an easy fashion, it's a bit of a sign of what's to come, I hope.
The weights came out earlier in the week. You've been telling...
Weights right at Flemington, 260, 140 Sky Heights, Labille 360, What Can I Say? 250 Quinella, and Trifecta dividends are there.
He's an
a superstar, this horse. I reckon he can go on and win anything that they run him in. He's capable of winning any race that he runs in this spring. And he's the one that's made the jump from the 3-year-olds, and we rated the 3-year-olds very highly last year. But, you know, he's the one that's made that leap, and you see him go past the leader here. He's just, you know, he's just all power, this horse, and watch him power away.
How do you explain the failures of Grand Archway and Dignity Dancer?
Well, Grand Archway, there's some word that they don't think she's quite right. There's something amiss with her. The track certainly has a lot to do. I mean, do with it. You've seen Von Ann beat Grand Archway and Dignity Dancer home about 10 lengths, and I mean, normally that's not a true reading on the horses. So I think the track had a lot to do with it, and a lot of horses don't handle that sort of ground there. But you know, you can't take anything away from this horse, Sky Heights. He acts on good ground, soft ground. He's the real deal.
And just talking about those shortly. 3 Easy Rocking is on top on 100, ahead of 1 Catbird, 4 Commands and 5 Marish. Third at $3.20. Dangerous, $9.80. Easy Rocking, $2. Commands, $9.40. 40. Will we see the real Catbird today? Well, we just might. Dangerous at $10. Easy Rocking, $2. Commands at $8.
Gates are back. Hemingway out wide on the track, and Mara Shell both came out of the gate quickly, with Mara Shell leading Hemingway. Catbird rushing up deep to tackle for the front. Easy Rocking settles fourth. He's a bit wide. Dangerous the fence. He stays 2 lengths Menards as they near the bend. At the 600, Mara Shell in charge, running it along to suit himself at the moment. Led by a length on Catbird. Easy Rocking could not have got a better run, but Dye's got Dipman in a pocket. That could be momentarily, however. 2 lengths away in the field, then to Dangerous. The outside Hemingway from Commands, and then Menards in the stretch. On top of the rise, and Mara Shell the leader. Easy Rocking's out of his good enough. Catbird under the whip. Then came Hemingway and Commands and Menards down the outside, but Easy Rocking's moved up. He's hit the lead now at the 200 metres mark, and he's raced away from Mara Shell. Menards, Commands and Dangerous all running on, but Easy Rocking kept going by Dipman, and he cruises away to win easily. Easy Rocking 3 lengths on the line to Mara Shell and Commands. Dangerous next. Then came Menards. Further back was Catbird. Well, he just hasn't come back, and Hemingway just behind him.
He treated those colts today with absolute disdain, going away from them easily.
Joey's pretty good. You know, he's a damn good colt. I've only been training a short time, but he's...
$1.30, Mighty Mick aboard, ahead of Marichal, $2.60, Commands no third dividend. I say they're better than he is at the moment.
What would Frank Cleary do with Catbird, Joe?
Ask the question to all you in Sydney there. How did he get 2-year-old of the year? How on earth... I know he won the slipper, but how did he finish in front of Testarossa and Reduce Choice for 2-year-old of the year?
Well, we'll post...
My theory about Catbird is this. His first run back from a spell was with a huge weight on a very heavy track. And I'm just wondering if he left it there that day. It didn't look...
Now, Randwick race 4, and it's 3 Katima, the top raider, 7 Highgrove, 5...
Great interest in the Furious Stakes. Countess Christie, $10. Dan Glisser, $5.40. Katima, $2.90. Let's Rock Again, $22. High Grove, $4.20. Hutt, $52. A Darren Gauchi ride today at Randwick. 38, Miss Zoe. 33,
the gate. Oh. Racing in the Furious, and Dan Glisser and Catamarca out wide on the track and beat the fade, the first 3 to get going. Forest Express shooting through in the centre. Hutt's not far away. Katima rapidly improving on the Miss Zoe. On the fence then is Let's Rock Again, and last of all is High Grove. The leaders have certainly slackened the speed off at the 700. Forest Express has moved up to beat the Fade, who leads by a neck. Dan Glisser 3 deep and third. Katima on the fence. Catamarca between runners. Miss Zoe wide. Countess Christie inside of her. They're both going forward. 2 lengths to Hutt, Orange Grove. High Grove's well back, and 2 lengths to Let's Rock Again as they wheel the bend. At the top of the home stretch, there's a gaping run for Katima. It's Beat the Fade in front, headed off by Forest Express with Dan Glisser. Katima the fence. Miss Zoe down the outside from Beat the Fade. Dan Glisser moved up stylishly. She's hit the lead from Forest Express at the 100. It's Dan Glisser in front. She's finding plenty. Forest Express can't match the Dan Zero filly, and Dan Glisser's coming away near home. Dan Glisser over a length to Forest Express. 2 lengths Katima from Catamarca, Hutt, Countess Christie, Miss Zoe. High Grove always well back with Orange Grove. Let's Rock Again, and last of all was Beat the Fade. She went down fighting, and Katima battling on for third.
And Glisser 4-1, 12-1 Forest Express, honest as they come. 3's Katima. And what about Highgrove? Backed off the map, 11-4, did not fire a shot.
Well, Highgrove ran a bottler of a race first up at Warwick Farm, and a lot of expectation on it yesterday, but yeah, you're right, it didn't fire at all.
That's a great story there. Half the crowd at Randwick yesterday were owners of Dan Glisser.
Dan Glisser,
That's a $40,000 buy at the Magic Millions by Star Thoroughbred.
Too.
Yes, they are.
Gay thinks that she'll be a Victorian Oaks contender.
Arena 95, Intergaze 88, Marduk at 70. 1, 5, 2 and 4. You'd accepted for 3 races today, John.
Yeah,
Marduk.
3 races.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
No, neither have I. Well, there you go. Tie the Knots $1.30, Intergaze $5.30, Banner Headliners out, Marduk $6 and $23.
Here. His second up record, not the best, but he's the odds-on favourite. He moves in. Zazabel set fidgety in the gate. Racing in the Chelmsford. Arena dropped back after the start. Zazabel's rider was half out of the saddle. Something's gone amiss with the mare. And Marduk, the Toowoomba horse, fired out of the machines first. He went to the front, Nahayan second. Intergaze a neck away. 2 lengths to tie the knot up quickly to fourth. 2 lengths away, Zazabel down the side. At the 900 metres mark, and it's Marduk 2 in front of Nahayan. 2 or 3 away in the field, Intergaze, 2 lengths to tie the knot. Still 6 lengths off the lead, 2.5 to Arena, and 2 lengths Zazabel last of all. They're at the 750 now in the Chelmsford Stakes. It's Marduk in front at cricket score odds. He led by just on a length on Nahayan, who's whittled the margin down. 2 lengths away is Intergaze, travelling comfortably, 2 lengths to tie the knot. Arena quickly dashed up on his inside, so tie the knot's now second last, and 3 lengths Zazabel. The race on in earnest now on the bend, 450 out. Marduk in front, Nahayan ranges up. 2 lengths away into Gaze. He's had a great run on them. Carmody lets him come to the outside. Tie the Knots a further 2 away. Arena's run into a dead end. On top of the rise, Intergaze is going well. I'll tell you what, he's going to give Tie the Knot a run for his money. Carmody said go, and Intergaze shot away. He raced 2 lengths on Nahayan. Arena, Tie the Knot, but the giant killer's back in town. He's going to do it again, Intergaze. He's streaking away in the Chelmsford. And Intergaze won 2 lengths to Tie the Knot. Second up, Hoodoo's got the favourite again. Nahayan third from Arena. Zazabel well back, and Marduk was last. He's done it again. Intergaze had a beautiful run on the lead. The horse of doing it. And not only has he done it, he's done it in great style. The time is 1:38.42. Well outside the race record, 1:35.03. So it was pretty well a sprint home. Last 400 home. Last 400 metres very quick. 34.34. There lies the excuse for Tie the Knot. He just couldn't pick up. He just couldn't pick up that quickly when they were coming in power, the eventual winner in Tie the Knot. But here he is, Craig Carmody, one of the likeable riders.
It's great that the crowd recognise him now, because he's always been the horse that's beaten their favourites, and for that reason I probably think, you know, people get a bit down on him, but he's shown the guts to get up to where he should be today.
And sectional times to some degree. It is beyond my comprehension why Tie the Knot wasn't at the girth of Intergaze coming to the home turn.
I agree with that. Like if you're just a mug punter or a mug owner, and I'm not a jockey, but in a slowly run race like that, why wasn't Tie the Knot closer to the action? Why did Arena get outside Tie the Knot? And I think the punter is entitled to be disappointed.
Yeah, well, you speak of Arena, and it's obvious that Tie the Knot probably should have taken off with Arena at the 600 metre mark. Then we might have had a different result.
Well, why wasn't it closer to Intergaze? I mean, anyone, you know, Blind Freddie knows that Intergaze, as you said, is the giant killer. A damn good horse. You give it a start, it'll win.
As John
gave
said,
Intergaze
why
a
wasn't
start.
that its good?
I agree.
The stewards are still inquiring into Shane Dye's ride on Tie the Knot in the Warwick Stakes. But I thought he rode the horse worse yesterday in the Chelmsford Stakes. Now, they ran the first half mile, or the first 800 metres of the Chelmsford Stakes in almost 53 seconds. Now that's snail's pace, that's walking pace. And Shane Dye would have known that yesterday morning. So a good rider, a George Moore for instance, would have devised tactics to overcome that. Now I know Shane's teaching Tie the Knot how to settle, because his ultimate goals this spring are the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup. Hey, but that all goes out the window when it's race day. He's got to be given every possible chance to win every race. And when they're going so slow, you've got no hope if you're giving a horse like Intergaze 3 or 4 length start. You've got to do something mid-race. Now, I just think that's probably the way Shane rides. But if he wants to make claim to being a George Moore or a Roy Higgins or someone like that, I think he's got to be a bit more adaptable.
But I say one thing in defence of Shane, horses aren't motorbikes. You can't just ride them how you want to ride them or the way that suits for that race. So certain horses have to race a certain pattern, and we've had many of them over the years. If you try to ride them any other way, they don't fire. So I think there's a bit of a culture developing that you can just do anything you want on a horse just to suit the way the races run, and certain horses won't allow that, and I think Ken would concede that point, and I think that would be one of Shane Dye's defences of his ride, is that horse needs to be ridden in a certain manner to produce his best, and that doesn't always suit the race he's running in. So
update on the Tramway Handicap. Bazile Bay 760, Referral 290, Josh Sticks 24, Mr Innocent 720, Thackeray $8.10, the Inshallah 37, Zoregal 85, Toro 48, Zastov 13, Little Patty 68.
Rate Bazile Bay's chances.
He's got a good chance on his best form, Joe, but the way we've seen this track play so far suggests that the swoopers are having, well, not exactly a picnic, but it does tend to favour horses well off the inside rail. Bazile Bay
60s. Righto, now you've just had a look at the market there in Adelaide at Morford, Phil. Now, Randwick race 7, let's take it to...
They're racing this time in the Tramway, and they've jumped in a good line. Mr Innocent out of the gate quickly, Zastov, Bazile Bay, Toro and Referral wide out going forward. Zoregal settling in about 6th position on the... Inside the 1,000, Bazile Bay reefed his way to the front, wants to go hard. Led by 2 lengths, Zastov, Mr Innocent in a good position, and Referral's grab cover on the outside. He is 4th around Zoregal, a length and a half Toro. Kenzafra 3 deep, least 1 away from the fence, and the stablemate Thackeray nailed to the paint. A length to Little Paddy, then Light Work, Eyes to Spy, Josh Sticks, and 2 lengths to Inshallah. Bazile Bay at full flight coming to the bend, flying along. He's about to get some pressure now. Zastov, Mr Innocent, 3 out, chasing him. 2 or 3 away, Zoregal. Referral could not have had a better run. Kenzafra behind him. They were followed by Leeson, then came Thackeray in the straight. At the foot of the rise, Bazile Bay in front of Mr Innocent. Referral is letting down, and Kenzafra's coming down the centre of the track. Bazile Bay still in front. Referral's got him now. Referral's moved up to Bazile Bay with Kenzafra, but it's Referral hitting the lead. Kenzafra starting to drive on the outside. Kenzafra grabbed the lead from Referral in the shadows of the post, and Kenzafra wins the money. Kenzafra's beaten Referral and Bazile Bay 3rd. Eyes to Spy, Mr Innocent, Josh Sticks, then Thackeray, Little Paddy, Zoregal, Zastov, Light Work further back in the field with Lease. Then came Toro, and last of all was...
Referral and Bazile Bay 9-2 and 1 Quinella and Trifecta Dividend.
9-1, that horse.
Yeah, I think it's a good horse.
Well, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that you might have seen the Epsom handicap winner go around yesterday in Kenzafra. I think he's a real, serious lightweight chance in the race. Remember his sire, Kinjite, did win it back in the early 90s?
Yeah, effortlessly.
Put my neck out.
And
Star 3-year-old Grand Archway has been retired. Connections of the horse today abandoned plans for the Cox Plate after the horse experienced muscle problems in her back. While well beaten...
Flurry numbers 1 and 14 for the John O'Fean are the equal top raters ahead of Saboom, number 5 and 9 Oliver Twist. Here's the tote call. It's Istadad 21-18 Marble Halls, Darazari 40, Aerosmith 15, Saboom 10, 8. Oliver Twist 7.10, Streak 22, Kingston Way 42, One Flurry $2.10, Lady Elsie, Aaron Spiteri at 14.
Coming along for the John O'Fean Stakes, which went weight for age back in 1975. Since then there has... Off, and she began very well next to Darazari and Rogan Josh. Londolese flew the gates over on the outside looking for the front early. Lady Elsie's booting up. Supercrest and Sir Boom are prominent, and Marble Halls isn't far away down near the inside. Aerosmith, last year's winner, drop back along the inside. He'll be one of the last settling into stride. First turn coming up, and Londolese still hasn't crossed over them. She has found the lead, though, at the 1,200 metres. Prince Standard had moved up to be second. Rogan Josh when they came up the side. Londolese led Prince Standard. Supercrest is third. Inner Flurry's never been on the track, and she's moved up fast on the outside. She gets to third on the outside there of Lady Elsie. 2 lengths to Estadard, grinding home well. Marble Hall's the rails. Streak is starting a run around the outside and working home okay. Londolese slipped away at the 350. She's 2 lengths to Inner Flurry. and then came Lady Elsie, Prince Dandan, Streak running on around the outside, followed by Istedard, Sir Boom and Oliver Twist. Londalazy leads in a flurry, has some work to get to her as they corner. Londalazy's in front, she's 2 lengths clear to In a Flurry. Streak running on to third's been a big run. Londalazy in front, In a Flurry's trying hard and lifting, she's getting to the outside. Londalazy headed by In a Flurry, getting to the lead out wide. I think they hit the line wide apart, yes. I think In a Flurry's got there to beat Londalazy. Streak has run a great third from Sir Boom, Oliver Twist, and then Prince Dandan Supercrest, followed by Istedard, Darazari, Lady Elsie, Rogan, Josh, Marble Halls. Aerosmith never came into the race. Kingston Way well back, and last to finish, Wajib Star. She's finished extremely wide. It's been an unbelievably strong performance. I think she'll get it. Remains unbeaten on this mare. 4 rides, 4 wins.
It's a phenomenal performance. You won't want to be doing that Cox Plate Day, mind you, but what a big performance.
Yeah, look, she was 3 deep, no cover really, but lost a little bit on the track, wobbled on the turn, well, looked to me to wobble on the turn. Actually, that's a tribute to Darren's ride. Like, of course, you fight her. She won't give it for you, but...
OC 390, 540 Streak, 14, 13, 10. Quinola and Trifecta dividends are there, and if we get a chance...
Can In a Flurry afford to come down the straight like a soldier crab in races like the Cox Plate?
Well, I just made the comment, I kind of jump in on top of you there, Simon, that when Londalozy, who is a great mare and a great mare at Moonee Valley, but will hardly be considered a weight for age horse, leads at weight for age and nearly wins. In a Flurry, travels 3 and 4 deep, races on the wrong leg down the straight and beats her, and the horse that won the Launceston Cup runs third. I think our weight for age horses in Melbourne are not of a very high standard at the moment. And that's no disrespect to the winner. She did it hard and won, and she's the best of them. But I don't think she's beating a lot here. This is a great win. She's done it really hard, got right out in the middle of the track and got to the line very well. She's a good filly. But I just think that the Sydney horses will possibly have a very good campaign this spring at weight for age, and the European horses wouldn't have to be going very well to beat them either.
$1.30. It's very short fairway, as you can see, $1.30. Passmore 36, 12 Arkanatan. Cheverny 22, 13 for O'Deskay. And Shiano 9.40, 24 Kin Court Royal Integrity.
Afternoons. Oxley Gloaming Stakes, a Group 2 race for 3-year-olds over 1900 metres.
Arena over Franklin Rivers, Tie the Knot. Before that in 97, the race first in 7. Before that in 97, the race first in 7. O'Deskay near the inside, Passmore, and Fairway was ridden out by York. Aki Natten out wide's going forward. Good race for the early lead. Fairway's going to go up in the centre with Aki Natten wide and O'Deskay on the fence. Surf the Bolter rushing through the field to be 4th. And they're racing up towards the 1,000 metres mark, and York not wanting to fight against Fairway. He's given him his head now, and the favourites race to the front. Aki Natten quickly again moved up to his girth as York put on the brakes, and 3 wide Passmore. O'Deskay hasn't spent a penny in the run. He's inside of Surf as they come down the side. Ken Court quickly going around them, but wide from Royal Integrity. Anciano was shuffled back in the mix-up from Kirkstall Lane and Cheverny last of all. 6.50 out in the Gloaming Stakes, and it's the hot pot. Fairway in charge by over a length on Aki Natten, who's already under pressure. O'Deskay has had a beautiful run on the fence, and he's needing it out. Passmore 3 wide. Ken Court 4 wide from Royal Integrity. Then Surf, Cheverny, Kirkstall Lane, and Anciano dropped out. In the straight at the 400, Fairway in front. There's a run for O'Deskay. Aki Natten battling away on the outside, and Passmore running on from Ken Court. Royal Integrity and Cheverny. If he gets out, he'll give them something. He can't get a run at the moment. Fairway still in front of O'Deskay. Royal Integrity and then Cheverny. Fairway's digging deep. Coming at him, Royal Integrity. No run, Cheverny. Royal Integrity grabbing Fairway. Fairway lifts and wins. Fairway a nose on the line to Royal Integrity. Cheverny, the unluckiest of thirds, couldn't get a run. They were followed by O'Deskay, Ken Court, Passmore, Kirkstall Lane, Aki Natten, Anciano, and last of all would have been Surf. Here we go, Fairway in front, Royal Integrity lunges. Fairway lifts and wins, I feel. Dipman. It's $1.60 and $1.20 Fairway. Second in the race to number 8, Royal Integrity at $4.90. Third to number...
He too had a hard luck story. This horse is now attempting to emulate the deeds of Kingston Town, Sir Dapper and Bess Western by going on to win the Spring Champion Stakes on top of the Peter Pan and the Gloaming. Well...
Question, please. How good's the opposition?
That's exactly what I was just about to say, I don't think they're much good. And when you look at it, Fairway, yes, he is a very good horse. His win yesterday was good, but the others, I doubt whether they're top class. How do we find a Derby winner out of these horses?
You wouldn't be potting the 3-year-olds, would you? You gave me a caning for that last
the
week.
Staying 3-year-olds.
Yeah, we can say this all the time. But the horse has won what? How many? 5?
Look, yeah.
I mean, you can't do much more than win.
You only beat what's around.
We're acknowledging that the horse Fairway is a good horse, but the opposition are not that strong.
Well, time will tell that. I think the runner-up was a bit...
Bright, Grey Cedar, $60, number 8. Stan Zayak at 28, Marduk 78, Black Magic.
At Warwick Farm recently, a bit too good for Tie the Knot. I just find it impossible to go past her. As Clary says, she's beautifully weighted.
She was lovely relaxed in the mounting yard today as well. Sometimes she...
The beat. Another horse we should be mentioning is Northern Drake, who goes around with blinkers on this afternoon. She's got a big fin.
Now Stan Zayak moves up and they're all set for the Theo marks. Stand well, Lawyer a bit fidgety. Racing, Marduk the Queenslander was slow to go and Al Mansour clearly won the start. Away quickly was Adam and Sunline rushing up on the fence to be third. Black Magic is fourth, upright a little wide from the grey Stan Zayak with Lawyer on the fence from Arcady and Marduk. Northern Drake is getting back. They were followed by Northern Drake, the fence, and Gracida last of all as they near the bend. Al Mansour in front by a neck on Adam. Sunline about to come off their backs and she'll start her run shortly. A length away is upright behind her from Stan Zayak, Lawyer, Black Magic, Gracida, Arcady, Northern Drake and Marduk in the stretch at the 350. Cassidy's calling on Sunline now. Still it's Al Mansour in front of Adam in the centre. Sunline's having a battle to get on terms. Adam's levelled up. Adam's hit the lead at the 150 from Sunline at Al Mansour. Adams in front. He's going to give the champion New Zealand mare a run for a money. Sunline lunging. Adam hanging on. Sunline can't pick him up. Adam wins it. Adam by a neck to Sunline. Al Mansour third from Northern Drake late on the scene from Stan Zayak and upright. Arcady next. Then came Lawyer, Black Magic. They were followed by Marduk and Gracida last home. What a wonderful little horse he is, Adam. Showing all of his fight, all of his customary courage over the final 100 metres. 8 is the time. They're 0.3 outside of the track record. The race and course record. So Adam will work
of his best.
All honours with the victory of Adam. He's a terrific performer, but don't write off Sunline on that performance. Larry Cassidy jumped off her yesterday and said that she's probably wanting it a bit longer yesterday. And don't forget she did carry 58 kilos as well, second up.
And the sectional was 33.65.
Yep.
A couple of nice runs in this too, I thought. Stan Zayak. Is that the one in the grey on the outside coming home pretty well?
Yeah, eligible for weaker races.
And of course...
Can't he get you in?
Richard, are you going to stick the knives in Sunline now?
I've never stuck the knife in Sunline ever and never will. She's a fabulous, fabulous mare. And, you know, she had the drop on Adam yesterday and couldn't get past him. All honours with Adam. What a tough horse. He's a Group 1 winner. He's not as if he's some bush horse who's just come to town and knocked off the champion. He is a serious racehorse, but there was only half a kilo between them, and all honours with the winner. But she can be a little vulnerable, Sunline. She was beaten here at Caulfield by Roosevelt last preparation. Now, you know, she can lose the odd race, but I forgive her.
I reckon it was a fantastic run, due to the fact, now we've got to remember she's being set for a Cox Plate, so they're wanting Sunline not to rip and tear out in front and go off and do it too hard, because she cannot win a Cox Plate by leading all the way. So what they're trying to
do... for the Newcastle...
He tips pins. I actually like something different. I like the top rating here, well, the equal top rating, Perfect Paradise. This is a very smart type, this one, Perfect Paradise. It's had no luck recently at... Camper Main's 19. Freemason is at $14. Freemason failed last start. Certainly is the interesting runner here. It was an interesting ride by Shane Dye last start at Randwick. I suppose there wasn't much he could have done back in the field, but did Fun Lodge fan here.
Well, Ryan, I think he's got to stand up and be counted today. He's certainly... Our Private Life about to move in. And they're all set now for the running of the Spring Stakes. Group 3 level for the first time. Lights are on. All set. Racing in the Spring Stakes, and pins out wide on the track began quickly. Private Life began well, and Perfect Paradise into stride quickly near the inside. Camper Main's rushing through. A length away is Triac, and then I Realise angling back on the fence.
A length at a champion stakes. And the front runner on the inside is Pins, leading from Private Life. Perfect Paradise on the fence. Triac wide going forward. Camper Main's fifth. The length angling inside of I Realise. Shogun Lodge is in an awkward position. He's inside of Give 'em the Flick, and Die's got nowhere to go from Freemason. Quinn about to ease to the outside and start his run, and last of all Pinnacle Road. They're on the bend, and it's Pins, the front runner from Private Life. Perfect Paradise on the fence has had a great run, and he's about to bullock into the clear. Then Camper Main's I Realise. Shogun Lodge held up in traffic with no run, and then Freemason. Pins in front, but Perfect Paradise is sprinting. Perfect Paradise after Pins, who's still in front at the 250. 2 lengths to Shogun Lodge, then came Angling. Perfect Paradise has hit the lead. Shogun Lodge running on, but it's going to be too late, I think. Perfect Paradise in front. Shogun Lodge is flying and got there. Right on the line, Shogun Lodge has beaten Perfect Paradise, who looked home and hosed. Angling was third from Pins, Freemason, Camper Main's I Realise, Give 'em the Flick, Pinnacle Road, Private Life, and Triac the Boulder last. I'll tell you what, he's left it long enough. Shogun Lodge, it looked like Perfect Paradise was home when he booted clear. The time is 1:38.05. It's a slow run. It's just under 3 seconds outside of the race and track record. 34.68 for the last 600 metres. Shogun Lodge at
His Beauty, the Country Cup's King, number 5 from 2, 3 and 11 as we have a look at the market. Praise Indeed is at $33. Catapult.
He's one of the bolters. All set for the running of this year's Tui's Newcastle Gold Cup. Crossing in charge. Forward, Maltese Beauty as they head down the back. They're at the 1,300 metres mark, almost at the halfway mark in the Cup, and it's Maltese Beauty by a dozen lengths. Count Scenario second. Hunter Winemaker. Well, it's Catch Me If You Can for Maltese Beauty. It's a daring front-running ride by Alan Robinson, the hometown hero, and as they come to the 850, he's out by 8 lengths on Count Scenario. A neck away, Hunter Winemaker. 2 lengths in the field, Legend, Spy Sep on the fence. 2 lengths to Midnight Babe, Edward Braid, Lanolin, Pyramid Park. Over a length to Praise Indeed. Catapult on the fence, being hard-ridden from Freedom Road. Zexabil, Daniel Striding Edge. Tobacco Flats a mile off the lead, and Full Noise last. Can they catch Maltese Beauty? He turns the bend by 7 lengths. Count Scenario is now called upon from Hunter Winemaker, Legends, Midnight Babe. Lanolin to the outside from Daniel, and then came Pyramid Park. I'll tell you what, Maltese Beauty is going to give it a real shot. The Cup, he's 4 or 5 in front. Edward Bray running on pretty well from Spy Sep. Zexabil the inside from Lanolin, but I think it's Robbo's Cup. Maltese Beauty, he's tied. Zexabil, Edward Bray, Spy Sep, try hard. This is a great ride in the Newcastle Cup. Maltese Beauty from Go to O. He won the Cup 2 lengths to Zexabil and Edward Bray. Spy Sep, Legends, Pyramid Park and Catapult. Newcastle Cup. Maltese Beauty. I didn't think he could do it. I didn't think he could do it. On the Coffs Harbour Cup by 15 lengths. He's won the Wyong Cup by 2 1/4 lengths. And today, Maltese Beauty, Alan Robinson, as they get near the line, starts to wave the whip, wield it with great joy. And this would mean a lot to him. For Maltese Beauty to come back, Alan Robinson will come back to a tremendous applause from the local crowd who have lined the fence down here as they await on
the ratings on that. And it's 1 Dan Glisser on top from 2 Katima, 4 Forest Express, and 3 Catamarca, 1 from 2, 4 and 3. Dan Glisser at $1.30, $5.50 Katima. Catamarca.
Case with Dan Glisser. She's very, very, very short on the tape. $1.60. TAB punters have really tumbled into her. They're all set and they're racing. Katima half red in the air at the start. She dropped back. Hutt was very slow to get going. Dan Glisser won the start. Catamarca on the fence and Forest Express going quickly, so Muntz quickly grabbing hold on Dan Glisser, although she wants to reef. A length away, Tilting going up on the fence. 2 lengths Katima and Hutt still last of all. 5 lengths from Forest Express. The 2 front runners should be able to boot home pretty quickly the last 400 here. Forest Express 3/4 on Dan Glisser going closer. Catamarca's had a good camp on them, tilting to the outside. Katima is awkwardly snookered. 5th inside Hutt as they wheel the bend. In the home straight in the T-Rose, and Dan Glisser is on level terms with Forest Express. Tilting the bolters, putting in a bit of a run on the outside. Then Catamarca, Hutt and Katima Katima inside of her. Munt's going for home now, and Dan Glisser strode clear at the 200. She raced 2 lengths in front of Tilting Forest Express, then Hutt on the outside, running on Katima, but Dan Glisser in front. She's being pushed right out by Muntz over the concluding stages, and she's a step above them. Goes home to win Dan Glisser by 2 lengths to either Hutt or Tilting. Not sure second and third. Forest Express was next, then Katima, and Catamarca was last in. Just a class above them, Dan Glisser and race. 130.
Industry runner in this, Simon.
And this 45.
Back track side. Industry runner in this, Simon.
Again, deserved praise after that victory yesterday. I thought that was her most impressive run so far. What did you think, Darren?
I thought it was a super run. You can see she sprinted away from it at the furlong, and Chrissy Muntz said after the race that she seemed, when she gets to the front, she seems to loaf a little bit. But you know, none of the fillies in Sydney can match her over the last 200 metres. So you know, going to Melbourne, well, she's got the Flight Stakes. That was the second leg of the Princess Series, and the Flight Stakes being the third leg. If she wins that, well, she'll be the same as what Angst did that a few years ago.
Gaze eyes on them very quick.
$28. Tie the knot. Well and truly a good thing today at $1.10.
Melora stood up well. Josh Sticks the inside, look well going to the start, and they're ready for the running of the Hill Stakes. And Tie the Knot, one of the shortest price favourites in the race's history. They stand well. The gates open in the hill, and Tie the Knot jumped about third. He was out of the gates very quickly. Josh Sticks won the start. The Kiwi mare Melora jumped quickly. Tie the Knot third on settling down, but is being passed by Inshallah and Enjoyment wide out going forward. Nahayan now goes up in front of Tie the Knot. And Arena drops out to the tail of the field as Enjoyment straight to the front for out. Enjoyment by 2.5. The stablemate Inshallah chasing on the outside. Josh Sticks the fence. Melora about to go forward. Nahayan on the inside. Then came Tie the Knot. Die yet to go forward. He's still 6 off the lead. And 2 lengths away, Arena, who couldn't pick up when the leader started to dash before the bend. 600 out. Enjoyment in front. The Metrop winner by 2.5 on Inshallah chasing. Josh Sticks the fence. 2 lengths away, or rather a length to Melora. 2 lengths to Tie the Knot coming to the outside. Nahayan inside him from Arena in the straight. The business into proceedings at the 350 in the hill. Enjoyment in front. Josh Sticks coming away from the fence, giving chase with Melora. Tie the Knots down the outside. Hands and heels from Diane. 2 lengths Arena. Tie the Knots now loomed up to Melora and Josh Sticks. It's Tie the Knot on the outside going to the front. Hands and heels. He drew clear from Josh Sticks, who's fighting on gamely. Tie the Knot in front, and he's too classy. Tie the Knot a half length to Josh Sticks. A length away, Melora third. Then came Arena making late ground from Enjoyment. Nahayan never a chance, and Inshallah was last in. What did they come home? 34.51 their last 600 metres, and Tied the Knots won in a time of 1:58.78, which is over 3 seconds. It's nearly 3 seconds outside of the record, the race record. Tie the Knot first.
So that's good. Good to see it back in the winners list.
The last 800 metres of his win in the Hill Stakes, how did you read it, Max?
It was a soft win. If Tie the Knot had won any less impressively, I think he would have been disappointing. The calibre of opposition hardly compares with the Underwood today. There he is back second last.
Firstly, what did you think of Tie the Knot from a Cox Plate point of view?
Oh, he couldn't have done anything more, Bruce. He's a $3.6 million winner now. He's probably the best horse stayer racing in Australia. I'm still worried about whether this galloping action will suit the tighter circuit at Moonee Valley, but this was a win with authority. This will be the weakest field that he will meet for the rest of the spring by the same token.
And from Shane Dye's point of view, did it do anything in terms of what might happen when his appeal comes up, Max?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so, Bruce. Different set of circumstances altogether. But Shane Dye is, as he said, he's...
Cox Plate trial run yesterday.
Oh, I think it was perfect. It just shows, you know, he can continue to run and break 34 every run.
Well, let's get the thoughts from the boys in Melbourne. Richard, firstly.
Well, I'm a great fan of Tie the Knot. I think he's a fabulous horse, and he only did enough to win there yesterday. But, you know, bearing in mind, that's probably a field of handicappers behind him. And, you know, we're very light on for weight for age horses, and we are in Melbourne as well. So, you know, his probably main danger down here is going to be Sky Heights. There's a few others around, but, gee, there's not many this year.
Geez, the influence we'd have to say Daz as an individual.
And Shane was very economical with his remarks and when he got off the horse tappy yesterday.
Economical is a good way to put it. He said absolutely nothing. That's his prerogative?
Yeah,
yes,
that's his
it is.
prerogative, absolutely.
And if it's the Shannon Stakes, And it's 17 minutes away. 1 Bazille Bay, 6 Kinzafra, the top raters, ahead of 2 Referral. And Bazille Bay 250, 370 Referral, Thackeray 18, $32 for lease. Camarina 20, $4.70 Kinzafra, Lahar 19.
Trialled good the other day and she's up on her toes. She's keen to get on with it, I'd say.
OK, thanks, Tony. Under starters' orders for the Shannon, here is Terry Bailey.
The TAB at 270, Referral 360, 460 Kinzafra. Set. They're racing. Referral out wide and Lahar jumped away quickly. Bazille Bay hit the ground running. Camarina smartly out, settling second. Thackeray third. Going smartly is Zastov to fourth. A length he is letting Bazille Bay run along as he likes, and at the 800 metres mark he's 3 lengths in front. On the fence, Thackeray second, Camarina the outside, a length Zastov, Kinzafra spying Regal, Lease, Referral still a fair way back in the field, and the mare Lahar was last of all. They come towards the 600 and Bazille Bay rated well in front by Cassidy. He hasn't broken the shackles on him yet, he's still 3 in front of Camarina. On the fence, Thackeray, then came Zastov, Kinzafra peeling wide. Regal was next, Lease to the outside. And Referral's buried away back the fence, about to get a run. At the 300, Bazille Bay over 2 lengths in front. Zastov running on strongly. Referral's about to get out. He bumped into Zastov and Lahar chimes in down the centre with Lease. Referral's hit the lead. Lahar's chasing. Lahar's after Referral. Referral 3/4 a length in front. He's holding Lahar in the closing stages, and Referral's too good. Wins over a length on the line to Lahar. Lease was third from Zastov. Bazille Bay compounded. Then came spying further back Kinzafra, who didn't come on. Camarina well back with Thackeray and Zarig.
50 Lahar 380. Lease at $6, 2, 7 and 4. Quinella and trifecta dividends are available. Race. Richard and Simon, is that when he did get that gap, it's just the way he went to the line. I've never seen Referral so far back, I don't think, or I can't recall in a field like that, and win so decisively. He really stamped his authority, I thought.
I think I agree with you there, Shadow. Correct me if I'm wrong, Referral won the George Ryder in the autumn. Now that's weight for age, and that's the sort of acceleration you've got to have to win weight for age races, and he's probably the likely type for the Epsom. Bazille Bay, doesn't surprise me that he pulled up sore, because he looked to me like when he was in the run, he looked to me like he was over racing, and often horses that are in a bit of pain will grab the bit and want to get it over and done with as quickly as they can and will over race. And, you know...
Thank you, Andrew. The Irish St Ledger was run overnight out time on a very heavy track, and the winner was the horse you've been reading a lot about in recent weeks, Kaif Tara, from the Godolphin stable. He's coming for the Melbourne Cup. He won by 5 lengths. He beat Yavana's Pace, and Silver Patriarch ran third. And this horse won't run again till the Melbourne Cup.
That horse has got, top weight of 58 kilos in the Melbourne Cup. Now, it's got a lot of Australia's leading trainers up in arms, because he's been, dealt a pretty easy weight. And now on that win, how are they going to beat him in the Cup?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard. I'd say Tie the Knot's our best stayer at present. So we just hope he can keep the flag flying.
And if it rains, as it can often do at Melbourne Cup time, just remember this, he won by 5 lengths on a very heavy track.
Yeah. OK.
There's some big news from Ireland this morning. What happened in the St Ledger?
Well, Kaif Tara, Bruce, who has 58.5 kilos in the Melbourne Cup, won the Irish St Ledger. He was 2s on, he won by 8 lengths. Frankie Dettori said he reminded him of Daylami, and he's into 7-1 now for the Melbourne Cup. The only reason that he's not outright favourite, as Michael Iskander said, he's still in the Northern Hemisphere. Well, he's coming, and the red carpet will be out, and if it's wet on Melbourne Cup Day, he will win. You can have that in writing.
Welcome, Max. We've heard that from Keith.
The 2 stars of racing at Eagle Farm yesterday were Felvalon and Toowoomba trainer Rex Slip. Felvalon was having his first run since March, and he let us know what sort of form he was in very, very quickly. His win was outstanding, and Rex Slip yesterday to see the return of Felvalon. This very good 3-year-old. He'd had 4 starts before yesterday for 4 wins. He resumed with 58.5 on his back. He had 8 alley in a field of 8, but he quickly found the fence. Alan Russell gave him a beautiful run in front, and he absolutely donkey-licked his rivals over the last 300 metres of the race. And he started at good odds too, Felvalon. He started 11-8 favourite, second sliding downhill at 5-2. West Express was third at 12-1. Coming up to the bend, 500 metres left to go, and Alan Russell looks to have a lot of horse underneath him with Falvalon. Came round the bend, and next to Massendor. Now sliding downhill's been called upon from West Express and Grand Express, but it is Falvalon in front, 300 to go. He's cruising, Falvalon. He's bounded away from them. Massendor in second spot, sliding downhill under the whip. And then came Grand Express and West Express, but it is all Falvalon. He's going to make it 5 from 5. He's raced away, sliding downhill, and West Express running home, but Falvalon has treated them with utter contempt. He won by 4.5 lengths to sliding downhill. West Express third.
Dan, I suppose there's a bit of...
Piano's Son 11 Walk on Ice and 2 Honour the Name 4, 3, 11 and 2. Ruthless Tycoon is 24. Number 2 Honour the Name 890. 3 Fabriano's Son 450. 4 Commands 590. 5 Mr Granada 18. 6 Sedurka 627. Troubadour 29 scratching. 9 Anarchy Walk at 7.30. 10 Poking Around 23. 11 Walk on Ice at 26.
He looked fantastic in the yard. I don't mind Zadurka today back on the going neither. Drawn barrier 4, Jason Patton. He's going to get a charmed run in this race.
Confederate Kid began well off. Fabiano's Son missed the start again. Something happened to him, and he settled last of all. And the first out, Mr Granada, but Commands wants the front and goes through quickly with Walk on Ice as they settle down. Classic Currency is up there too. Honour the Name, 2 lengths to GST, and Anarchy Walk out wider, 1 Oval Office Mondale, GST wide, and then Fabiano's Son. Honour the Name poking around, and Ruthless Tycoon as they corner. And into the straight now, it's Sedurka going up on the outside of these 2 leaders to go to the front. Troubadour trying to match him on the outside. Commands trying to get into the clear. Further back is Anarchy Walk starting to come home, but Sedurka at the 150. He broke 2 or 3 lengths in front of Commands, who's having difficulty getting through. Anarchy Walk is flying home. Sedurka is the leader, though, and Sedurka's going to win it by 2 lengths. Anarchy Walk. Commands might have held third. Poking Around's rattled home out wide from last. Honour the Name came home well on the inside. Troubadour battled well. He raced wide. Back behind those to finish in the race, Mr Granada, Fabiano's Son, Classic Currency and Walk on Ice, followed by Ruthless Tycoon, Confederate Kid, Oval Office, Logical Reason and Mondale, with back behind those last of all, GST.
You know, he had the run of the race, and he should...
Is correct. Weight's correct. 6:52, 10 Anarchy Walk 3:10, 2:10 Command.
Race 5 coming up, the Vic House Cup. What'd you fancy, mate?
I think I'll give Readout's Choice another go, Simon. Pretty ordinary run last time, but he might be suited out wide, funnily enough. He sat out wide in the Blue Diamond most of the way. I'll give
metres with 10 and 12 out. It's 8 Go Flash Go, the top raider, from 5 La Zagaleta, 17 Testarossa and 1 Theatre, 8, 5, 17 and 1. Theatre, $31. French Clock, 52. Carnelian, 18. Umrum, 20, La Zagaleta 19, Blue Storm 14, Zahiro 50, Go Flash Go at 13, waits right of course at the Sunshine Coast, Rose Award 26, Scratch Nina Haraka $9, Reduced Choice at $3.20, Jimmy Aboard, Testarossa $6.70, Spargo $11, Blazing Steel 70.
Be even better come Caulfield Guineas time.
Right.
Set weight race against his own age. Look, I hope he can do it, Simon, but cripes, when I look at that 2s to 9 to 4, 3.3 and 8 with 4.5 kilos overweight for age, I mean, the public have obviously decided that he's a bloody champion, and let's hope they're right.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean,
Reduced Choice can always beat Theatre easily on the track.
Okay.
But Theatre's very, very fit, and at 28 points...
Haraka 10, Reduced Choice at $3.30. There's Theatre on your screen now. Testarossa 5.90, Spargo 11, 84.
And a second pick is Testarossa. For a long while, it was a race that wasn't won by 3-year-olds. Manicato won it in 78, and then it took until Our Maze came in 95 for another one to do so. And then in Costa de Lago, who incidentally came from barrier 18 to win it back in 96, and we saw Theatre an unlucky second last year. So recently, they've gone well. The racing, Theatre blew the start. He dropped out 3 lengths last of all. Blue Storm, Go Flash Go, Carnelian got away quickly in the early stages. Going forward, Zahiro, Rancho Spark and City Kid. Now Reduced Choice 5 wide, about middle of the field. Carnelian led from Plaska, Umrum going up and Rancho Spark 4 deep. A length further back is City Spargo, then 2 lengths Rosa War, another 2 French Clock, Blazing Steel and 6 or 7 Theatre. Heading up towards the 600, Carnelian Umrun, the 2 leaders from Rancho Spark, they're outside. A length further back, City Kid driving around the outside to 4th from Plaska. Over on the inside then came Go Flash Go. Reduced Choice coming wide around. Testarossa searching for a run. Then Nina Haraka and Blue Storm as they corner, and Reduced Choice was right off the track. It's Rancho Spark with Testarossa coming after him. Umrum Carnegie in the fence, and here's Big Reduced Choice coming, followed by Nina Haraka. Testarossa took the lead from Rancho Spark. Reduced Choice and then Umrum. It's Testarossa clear 100 out. He's kicked away by 2. Nina Haraka's coming after Testarossa. Testarossa digs deep, finds and wins. Testarossa magnificent over Nina Haraka. Reduced Choice has run a bowl 30, covered a lot of ground. Then Go Flash Go, Umrum, Rancho Spark, La Zagaletta, Spargo next from French Clock. Behind these were Plushka and Blue Storm Carnelian, followed further back by Rosa Wars, Hero, Blazing Steel, City Kid, and Theatre after missing the start tailed them off. Who's won the race now for the 4th time. He held the record equal with Roy Higgins before today. Number 15 second, Nina Haraka, Greg Childs. Number 16 third, Reduced Choice, Jim Cassidy. 17, 15 and 16. Rancho Spark as runner. And 5th home was number 4, Umrum. Well, he's a great fighter. Nothing less than that. Tremendous performance by this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we knew there was pace either side of him, and, you know, it's a tricky start this, so people out wide want to get across, and you can just put the horse anywhere. So Damien sort of thought that if we just settle him in behind and bide our time and wait when we have to go.
Yep, Dean, now the mile's going to be right up his alley too, mate?
I think so, because as you saw, you can just put him anywhere in a race, and he just bides his time and conserves his energy, and, you know, on that run, he'll run a mile easily, and we'll look at the Cox Plate now.
That was last year. You'd be preparing a horse for a Cox Plate, Dean?
Not me, that's for sure. I mean, I've been privileged to get a horse this good this early, so, you know, I'm just thankful that this horse came along.
Shape the Spring Carnival on the local soon.
Yes, the Underwood Stakes. Just briefly on that, I mean, Intergazer's coming down. I guess he's your number 2 behind Tie the Knot. And Melbourne has got its 2 big guns in Sky Heights and in a Flurry, Max.
Yes, but Intergaze is a very good measuring stick because he's an outstanding horse. And if Sky Heights can beat him on top of the ground today, and the manner with which he beats him will just show what sort of a chance he's got against our big gun Tie the Knot.
Keith, what are the conditions like for the Underwood and the Vic Health Cup?
Number 6 is the Top Raider ahead of 10 Inner Flurry, the stable Top Raider ahead of 10 Inner Flurry, the stable mate, 1 Intergaze and 9 Labille. 6, 10, 1, 9. Intergaze 580, Scratch 2 95, Steel Phoenix. The Sky Heights is $1.60. Figurehead 136, our position $48. Over the page to Labille 17, $6.80 for Inner Flurry. What a race this is going to be. The Underwood Stakes as we head towards the Cups. Right, on the track today.
Underwood, the field is set. Light flashing away and they're off. Intergaze began well on the inside. Dignity Dancer got away quickly. He's looking for the front early, it looks like. The Message is going with him, followed by Figurehead. Sky Heights is getting across the heels and whipping up along the inside into a good place early. Dignity Dancer is the leader as they settle into stride. He doesn't want to cross over at the 1400. He's still out a little wide there. Labille is last of all. Onto the railway side now. They haven't gone very hard, and the leader, Dignity Dancer, about to neck the Message. 2 lengths Figurehead, and Intergaze is poised to pounce forth the outside 800 to run. Sky Heights is right behind him, though, and in a flurry over on the rails. Steel Phoenix peeling out, and then Labille, and our position is last as they came down near the 600. Dignity Dancer with the Message on his outside, 1.5 lengths Figurehead. 4th Intergaze, and then Sky Heights on the outside about to go. Then Steel Phoenix followed further back by In a Flurry in traffic as they corner. Dignity Dancer trying to find his form, led the Message round the turn. Intergaze is coming on, and then Sky Heights the widest as they corner. Dignity Dancer's not yielding, he's kicking strongly. Here comes Intergaze though. Intergaze at the 200, sprinting fast, took the lead from the Message. Then Sky Heights, but Intergaze is racing clear. The Sydney side is 3 clear from Sky Heights and the Message, and Intergaze magnificently. Won it from Sky Heights. In a Flurry got 3rd. Close up, Labille, who's run a good race, and then the Message. Behind them were Figurehead. They were trailed in by our position. Dignity Dancer did fold when they got to him. And Steel Phoenix last of all.
No weighted Halidon yet.
And 10. The Alderson Gallopers running 2nd and 3rd behind Intergaze, who breaks his Melbourne maiden now. and wins his 7th Group 1 race. Well, it was the lack of tempo in the middle stages that really fell into Indegazer's hands, and his just superb turn of acceleration has been tremendous, and that's what's won him the race. 1:48.51 was the time, and it's 1:06 and 10. The favourites filling the trifecta in the Underwood.
We really had to get off the fence today, you know. I mean, it's just a case of, I think, he races better with his outside horses, so that's the plan well, he devised, and I agree with it, so just to go. Well, I didn't think he could beat then. I really didn't, you know.
What about Sky Heights and In a Flurry travelling behind you? Did you have a look?
I did, and they worried me, but just when he got that break on him, it was like last week against Ty the Knot. They all said Ty the Knot should have been closer, but the horse can sprint like that.
Rod, Cox Plate?
Like that.
Rod, Cox Plate?
Oh, certainly, yeah. Be wonderful, wouldn't it?
How many Group 1s now, Rod?
30. Sky Heights at $1.20, In a Flurry $1.50, the Quinella $3.40, Trifecta $22.50. There they are, 1, 6 and 10, and it's a very, very happy Craig Carmody.
And that is going to be the case with the Qantas Stud Stakes here. Some brilliance at the ratings for this event, and Dandy Kid is on top, number 2, from 1, 3 and 4. So we have a look at the market. A line is at $5. Dandy Kid 9. We have Prize Fighter $6.60. Prince Benbara $7.10. Crasher Macaulay is at $7.20. Diatribe 20. Humphrey Go-Kart is 46. Decash 20. Unlimiting 24. Normandy 11.
Diatribe to finish on hard as well, and Prince Benbara, I can't ride him off if he jumps with him. His run was too good last start, and it's not the hardest 3-year-old Bill Stud Stakes we've seen.
No, it isn't.
All that being said, Richie, let's head back to Ryan.
8-4, it's the favourite. Next to Happy Festival, he began brilliantly to a line. He pinged out of the gates and landed in front of Mr. Endurance and Normandy the filly on the rail. Going forward, wide out on the course as they settle down as Dandy Kid. He's really rushing across the field from his outside gate. As they settle down, it's a line in front, but Dandy Kid's going to take him on at the first turn and sprints out to the bottom bend by 2 lengths. Dandy Kid over a line, and Prize Fighter goes up quickly. A length to Prince Benbara. Dandy Kid, can he keep going at the 800? He came off the back by a length and 3/4. Prize Fighter. A line box seating on the inside of Decash, and then Mr. Endurance. Ascot Red colours out very wide and unlimiting back on the inside of Crasher Macaulay. Then Skylight Jimmy out wide around Humphrey Go-Kart. Normandy well back from Diatribe, Happy Festival, and Prince Benbara's last of all, and they're in search of the turn. Dandy Kid in front, but Gouchy's out on a line from behind him now and is closing on the leader. Then Prize Fighter. He's under a lot of pressure from Decash. Diatribe is starting a run wide round the outside. Dandy Kid led, but a line is in hot pursuit around the home turn, and then Diatribe. Prince Benbara's right off the track as they corner. Dandy Kid now tackled by a line, and now Diatribe after a line. A line in front. Diatribe is coming home powerfully on the outside for Hall. He takes the lead now, Diatribe. A line can't go with him, and Diatribe by nearly a length a line. Third, Mr. Endurance from Prince Benbara, Dandy Kid and Unlimiting. Then Happy Festival, Normandy, followed by Crasher Macaulay. Long break to Prize Fighter, who folded in the run home. Back there with him was Decash, who raced wide, Skylight Jimmy, and back behind those horses at the tail end of the field are Ascot and Humphrey Go-Kart, who was second last. Great win to number 6, Diatribe, about 21.70 and 5.10. A line 2.20, and Mr. Endurance 6.90. Hall, runner-up a couple of times in this race, cracks it tonight on Diatribe 6.110, race 4.
Well, a great win there.
Was Diatribe, paying $21.70, the JRA Cup, and it is a listed event. Let's have a look at the ratings for race number 6 on the program. It's coming up in 8 minutes' time, and Streak gets the top rated, number 2, along with number 15, Big Mac. I'm getting hungry. Oliver Twist and Rogan Josh away from those. Number 1, Oliver Twist, is currently reading out at $5.80, is to be ridden by Jimmy Cassidy. The big question tonight is, will it handle the 2040? Streakers at $3.70. Damien Oliver takes the ride. Chief 10. Super. Over we go to Rogan Josh. $14. Paddy Payne is taking the ride. Bohemiath is at 27. Future Shock 23. Wajib Star 13.
Bohemiath is the outside runner. They're away now. Streak got away very well. And away quickly too is Brave Chief. He's a front runner and he'll try and cross the field in the orange sleeves on the outside there. Wajib Star held the rail. Rogan Josh is handy to them. Oh, Big Mac's pulling his head off early. Oliver Twist caught about 4 wide, just off the pace as they turn out of the straight now. And Brave Chief is scorched down to the 1600 in front. Big Mac is second, about 2.5 lengths away, still over racing. Wajib Star a length away third. Oliver Twist is the ball, but there's plenty of pace in the race, and the back markers should be able to run on. And it's Brave Chief taking them into the back at the 1100, 4 lengths in front. Behemoth and 3 lengths Sir Linford. Up the side, and the course specialist Brave Chief, 3 to Big Mac, Wajib Star, the rails and the yellow blinkers. A length and a half Oliver Twist as they came up the side. Super Crest is going forward around him, running a bit of a race. Then Rogan Josh, he's switching away from the inside and running home well. Then Aggie's Hard End Streak, who's starting to close, but they'll need to as they came to the turn. Brave Chief is a length and a half in front of Wajib Star. Oliver Twist is running on as they neared the home corner. Streak is still about 7 or 8 lengths off the leading horse. He's going all right around the turn. Brave Chief, he kicked away 2 to 3 lengths in front now from Wajib Star. And Oliver Twist is down the outside, but Brave Chief has run them ragged. Down the running, he's 4 lengths to Oliver Twist getting to second, but Brave Chief has bolted in and won it by 3 lengths to Oliver Twist. Wajib Star third, Streak fourth. Then a gap to Behemoth finishing on down the outside, followed by Super Crest. Rogan Josh didn't go on when he got into the clear. Aggie's Heart was next, and then Zabuan, followed by Sir Linford. Future Shock, I Wonder, Prince Charming back to the tail end, and back last of all is Big Mac, who pulled hard early. Well, he just straight to the front and kept running. Number 3, Brave Chief, who's now won 6 of his 9 starts at Moonee Valley, is an absolute standout at this track and distance particularly, where he's now won 4 of 7. When he gets out to the front and is allowed to roll and not there. It's not a Caulfield Cup horse on that particular run. 5th home was Super Crest, who whacked away reasonably well. But it was all Brave Chief. He was way too good for them. Numbers 3...
The early standby for weight in Brisbane. Now, at Randwick, it's Easy Rocking, $1.50. Ma Rochelle, $6.80. Higher, $3.40. Larry Cassidy, $16 for Pins and $27 for Monards. Let's look ahead to Murray Bridge.
Only 5 runners, and that must really disappoint the Australian Jockey Club when they're dishing out $250,000 in prize money, but that's the way it goes, mate. No point running a horse in the secret with Marichal, Tony, is to be left alone. If anything goes near him, he's likely to fire right up.
Yeah, sure looks the case, doesn't it? He's a very competitive horse. He's just full of nervous energy. Beautiful trip for him.
It was Marichal. He's bursting out of the pack, going to the front. Pins jump smartly, quickly moving up to be second. Easy Rocking settles third. The fence, a length to Menards, and Higher immediately taken to the back of the field by Cassidy. Coldly by Cassidy as they come over the 800 crossing. Marichal in front for De Montfort, led 2 lengths on Pins, a length away Easy Rocking. He hasn't spent a penny in the run thus far. He will just need a stroke of luck from there. Marichal was 3/4 away, and Higher travelling easily on the fence last of all as they race to the bend. 550 to go on the Stan Fox. Marichal in charge, got away again, led by over a length on Pins. Easy Rocking, Dipman about to shoulder out. Dye's got him in a pocket. To the outside, Menards, and Higher was inside of him. In the straight, Marichal the leader. Pins is running a bit of a race, and he's hit the lead on top of the rise. Easy Rocking can't get a run, and running on Higher. It's Pins in front from Easy Rocking, with Higher starting to lift on the outside, but Pins drew clear. Dye sent him for home at the 100. Higher's coming quickly the last little bit, but it'll be too late. Pins in front, and he wins the Stan Fox. Pins over a length to Higher. Easy Rocking a neck away third. A long gap to Marichal, and Menards kept him company at the tail of the field. An upset result. Pins, ridden by Shane Dye, trained by Clary Connors, has been too nippy for them over the concluding stages, bursting to the front at the 250. Higher took a while to get wind up. It was more one pace from him. Easy Rocking was walked for a run coming around the bend, but there was no zing in his finishing burst the last little bit. A step and a half maybe faster than that. They've come home a brisk 34.17. So it's made it impossible for Higher to win the race mathematically.
Finally got Lawyer in. Double to Shane. Higher, $1.40. Easy Rocking, no third. Quinella and Trifecta Dividends.
Race was Higher. I thought the way Higher stretched out the last 200 metres was excellent. Was taking ground off the winner. No, not taking anything away from the winner. Winner did a real good job. Easy Rocking probably didn't run up to his previous form. And,
he had every chance, Richie.
Yeah, he probably did. But
every chance.
What did you think of
Cheverny? I realised 23, $7.30 Royal Integrity. Angling, $4.30. Tributes at 12, City Look 48, 22 for Campermain.
Very firm. So is Angling with Chaverny. And Passmore's been well supported. He's into around $12. Oil Integrity, who racing. Passmore and Aki Natten near the inside, both bounced away cleanly. Aki Natten will lead Passmore. I Realise began smartly. Angling was showing speed, and Royal Integrity's coming across. Not far away, Mr. Esteem, Chaverny wide. A dozen lengths covers the field. At the 850, and the front runner is Angling. Coasting along under no real pressure at the moment. Led by just on a length on Royal Integrity, starting to go forward. I Realise came out 3 wide and went up. Aki Natten, the back of the speed need on the bend. At the 500 metres mark, it's Angling, the favourite in front. Royal Integrity's moved up and making a line of 3 as I Realise. Aki Natten back to the inside. Passmore comes off there back to give chase. And 2 lengths away, Tributes coming down the outside and getting a run. Camper Mains, but Angling's out full of running at the 200. It's Angling over a length in front of Royal Integrity. Then Aki Natten. Angling in front. Royal Integrity try as he will. Can't bridge the gap at the moment on Angling. Angling's going to run them into the ground. He's going to go from wire to wire. And Angling won it by 2 lengths to Royal Integrity. Third, Aki Natten possibly from Camper Mains, but it's tight from Passmore, Tributes. Royal Muse, well back Chaverny. They were followed in the field by I Realise, Kirkstall Lane, City.
Integrity 220, Arcanathan at $4, Quinella $13.90, $199.10 the trifecta.
Nathan, that was only his 5th start. He's by Lure. He's out of a mare by Bearing, that very good horse that Gary Moore won the French Derby on and ran 2nd in the Arc. Yep. And he's a little bit like Bearing, I'd say, certainly in...
Yeah. In the years to come, he might take some beating in something like the Melbourne Cup, Richard.
Oh, I think he's a fabulous young type. I mean, to do what he did yesterday, showed that turn of foot at the 200-metre mark and put a bit of space on him. Bob, I think there's your horse to beat in the Victoria Derby. If both the horses get through there strong, he'll run a very big race in a race like the Victoria Derby, Angling.
Yes. Hodge, 5, 1, 2, 6. Adams, 680, 940, Northern Drake. 3 Arcadia at 52.75 Final Fantasy, Sunline $1.80, Shogun Lodge at $4, Dangerous at 20, and Perfect Paradise $25. Race 7, the George Main. Right, now let's go back to...
I saw Sunline sniffing the air here, soaking up the atmosphere, and she said to herself, I've been here before, twice over this distance, and I've killed them both times.
Yeah, she might even do it again today too, Tappy. She looks $1 million this afternoon. The thing with the
tote board, it's $170 for Sunline, a ruling favourite. Shogun Lodge at $5.10, and Adam at $7 is the third elect. Lights are on. Gates open, Dangerous near the inside, away very quickly. Adam and Perfect Paradise both hunting for the front. Sunline began well, she's coming across, but she is 4 deep on settling. A length to Arcady, Northern Drake and Shogun Lodge on the fence. And the Bolter, Final Fantasy, dropped out to the tail of the field. At the 1,200 metres mark, the race going to script so far. It's Adam in charge, a half length on Sunline. Then was able to slacken the speed. At the 950, Adam just bowling along by a half on Sunline. Close enough, if good enough, keeping the leader company. 2 lengths to Dangerous, Perfect Paradise behind them on the outside. They were followed by Northern Drake. He wants to go keenly, and Cooksley's about to go forward from Arcady. Shogun Lodge has snookered back the fence, and on his outside, Final Fantasy. They come towards the bend in the George Main, 600 out. It's Adam in charge, leading 3/4 on Sunline, and there's been no change to the order. 2 lengths to Perfect Paradise with Dangerous on the fence from Northern Drake, Arcady, Shogun Lodge and Final Fantasy. In the straight now at the foot of the rise, and Sunline went crunch. She went straight past Adam in a stride. 2 lengths away to Dangerous. Northern Drake's coming down the outside. Cassidy still riding confidently. Little Adams coming back. He won't give in, and Shogun Lodge is out. Here comes the 3-year-old. Shogun Lodge is after Sunline and Adam. Shogun Lodge levelled up. Sunline lifting. Shogun Lodge coming home the better. Grabs the lead and wins the George Main. Shogun Lodge has won it from Sunline. Great finish. Adam third and Arcady late. Then Dangerous, Perfect Paradise. They were followed by Northern Drake, and last of all was Final Fantasy, and the 3-year-old's done it again. Shogun Lodge and Shane Dye, and wasn't it a great ride? Wasn't it a terrific ride by Shane? Did a terrific ride by Shane Dye, 5:20 and a bit more.
Yeah, well, I have to agree. He's everything but a bit more, John. I said that's sensational today.
Yeah, you must have been worried the way the track was racing.
Oh, we were very worried before the race. I said to Shane, just ride him for luck. It's all you could do. We couldn't ride him any way different than we have normally. just rode him for luck, and I really don't think he had all that amount of luck either.
No,
you know?
he's hit the fence somewhere, you know.
Yeah, he done
Splash
that
of
early in the
paint on
race.
him, yeah, did he? Yeah.
Just a sensational little racehorse.
Now he was
He's electrifying over the last 400 metres of his races. Bill Whittaker told me today they clocked him his last 400 at Newcastle in 21.9. I didn't believe horses could run that.
Well, he had to win, didn't he, at Newcastle?
Today was no exception.
Bob, the best thing is he's given away all the silliness, no more of that boring in. He's going as straight as a gun barrel.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Hey, now, Bob, this was his 5th run back.
Yeah.
How many more before the Cox Plate? One more?
That's if we decide to run in the Cox Plate.
Yeah, well, you go Champion Stakes, of course.
Championship Stakes.
And then to Melbourne.
Yes.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
I think Larry might have just moved slightly a little bit too early. But you can look at 3 like Shogun Lodge, and they've always had to beat away for age.
And she was up to the old tricks, getting the head up in the middle stages and wanting to over-race. It's a pity, isn't it? It's just a shame she doesn't give that away.
She doesn't like sitting in those middle stages, as you say, but it'll come to her.
I was just watching her there. Good on you, Trev. We've taken her into our...
Moonee Valley, let's update the market on the next race there.
Perfect Paradise.
4-1, 13-8 on Sunline, and 6-1 Adam, boxing on strongly as he always does. Well, Bob, next Saturday you've got this bloke in the Group 1 Champion Stakes. Steve Engelbrett has referral in the Group 1 Epsom. They're both out of the same mare. Now, what a unique double this could be if they happen to salute.
Yeah, I think you have to go back a long way to find 2 full brothers or half brothers, as these are. Both favourites in a Group 1 race on...
In the finish of his races, when he won at Newcastle the start before, he reeled off some amazing sectionals over the last 400 metres.
Yeah, well, the thing about Shogun Lodge is he continuously can finish these sectionals off. Newcastle was no exception. He was clocked to run the last 400 in 21.9, which is sensational. But he's done that before in all his races, even going back 12 months when he won the Canterbury Stakes. His sectionals that day were sensational. And I think this has stamped him as a good horse. And we only had to do the right thing by him in that time for him to mature to Group 1 status, and hopefully there's more Group 1s in front of him.
And he is, in fact, the only horse to finish in the top 4 or 5 in the Golden Slipper this year to have gone on and stepped up to the plate at Group 1 level against older horses.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And
I think, Richard, you made the point last week about the 3-year-olds up against the older horses. Testarossa, Reduced Choice, Shogun Lodge, and where to after
they
that?
can't win, he said.
No, I think he made I think he made an interesting point. I think what you did say, correct me if I'm wrong, that you were saying that we've only got about 3 or 4 of the 3-year-olds, and the older horses may have it on them.
Yes, I thought I might skate through this this particular racing retro without anyone actually remembering that I said that, but not to be. One of the great things about the rich tapestry of racing is that even people who've been doing it all their lives can make a blue. And obviously I've gone off a week too early. I've underrated the 3-year-olds, or I've overrated the older horses. Probably a little bit of both. But no, they've stepped up to the plate. I mean, they ran 1st and 3rd in the Vic Health Cup with Testarossa and Reduced Choice, and now Shogun Lodge has come out and won the George Main. I think I've had a pretty poor week on that comment.
Do you enjoy eating humble pie for breakfast?
I'm having a good hard chew on it there, Joe. Thanks very much.
Just tend to forget. It does tend to forget it's showtime here, and that merry-go-round's going round beautifully. A lot of the kids are jumping on. But Bobby, I just want to bring the point up to you. We saw him sit back, swoop to the outside at Newcastle. Must have been very impressive for you to see him under those conditions against those great horses yesterday, to sit back. And I've got to say, fantastic ride by Shane Dye, because the 2 horses to beat, Adam and Sunline, were up front dictating. Shane was probably a good 4, 5, 6 lengths back off him at the top of the straight. He waited for Dangerous to shift out so that he could move right up behind Sunline and Adam. And that proved a very good tactical move, Richard.
Yes, it did. And a great win to Shogun Lodge, Bobby. I'm not taking anything away from him. Great sectionals, that horse. But Adam and Sunline must have taken a little bit out of each other, because they ran home their last 600 metres. I think it was the second slowest last 600 of the day, and the 2,400 metre horses in the Colin Stephen ran home in faster time. So they must have taken a little bit out of themselves, which allowed your horse to put in his great run at the finish and knock him over.
Yeah, Bobby, just want to bring that.
I think it was a point made earlier yesterday that that weight for age races are generally run about a second slower, the first 800, than what yesterday's race was. So I think it bore out the fact that that horse, you know, he can stand good horses up a big start and still pick them up. But no, I wouldn't be adamant that I'm going to run in the Cox Plate. If we win the Spring Champion Stakes next Saturday, which I hope we will, his goal will be the VRC Derby, not the Cox Plate. And if the Cox Plate, I feel, will be too strenuous for him, he won't run in the Cox Plate. Well, I'll find something leading up to the VRC Derby, but the Cox Plate for 3-year-olds, it's a great race for 3-year-olds. They run very well in it. Not a lot of them win it. I've had 2 very good 3-year-olds in the Cox Plate. I wasn't able to win it. I like running in it. It's to me, it's the ultimate race in this country, the Cox Plate, and I would love to run in it. But if it's detrimental to his chance of winning a VRC Derby, he won't run in the Cox Plate.
Shane, in his victory speech yesterday, did mention the